Chapter 41. I achieved the desired level up. When I hunted the lost one many times, I heard the voice. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, small Teratect LV2 has become LV3. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill powerful LV1 has become powerful LV2. Skill proficiency reached. Skill sturdy LV1 has become sturdy LV2. Skill proficiency reached. Skill overeating LV1 has become overeating LV2. Skill points gained. The moment of the long-awaited level up came. The skin peels off completely from my body. I understood that the hole on my back has closed in the sense that I can't express it at all. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill automatic HP recovery LV1. Seriously? Ooh. This is unexpected. I mean, will the complete recovery by level up become automatic recovery? I'm very happy, but I wanted it a little earlier. If I have it, I won't have such a hard time. No, that's really luxurious. I should be happy that I have leveled up and the anxiety of the future has disappeared now. Actually, it was considerably dangerous. Finally, my HP has begun to decrease. When my HP decreased from 6 to 5, I don't felt alive. After that, it decreased slowly and it decreased to 3 just before the level up. It was really dangerous. I suppressed my flustered heart, and it was worth to devote myself in hunting Lost One. The Lost One hunting went well. Unlike the first expectation, the long-distance attack of the Coumarning Star hits every time. That's surprising. Is this also a technique that the spider's body can do? Moreover, I don't know it's thanks to that or not, but I managed to acquire the throw and hit skills at level 1 respectively. I think that both are skills that has raising effect. In addition, 3 skills rose in this level up. Only those that has unknown effects, but now that it has level up, that means that it accumulates skill proficiency somewhere. There's a possibility that I enjoyed its benefit unconsciously. There's no disadvantage of it, so it should be a good thing. However, I'm slightly uneasy about overeating. I made the nest and hunt the lost one. With that many chance to use the spider thread and thread manipulation, both skills also leveled up. Spider thread is level 8 and thread manipulation is level 5. The thread manipulation is more useful than I thought. It became level 5 and the speed and the precision that I could manipulate rose considerably. I was right to take this skill. The pain alleviation also rose to level 5. Thanks to that, it was considerably comfortable halfway. The strong point of this skill is of course not feeling pain, and even if I don't feel pain, I can know that the condition is dangerous. The pain is the signal conveying the danger, so there's a meaning on it. When it disappears, the feeling of danger will disappear. However, in the case of this skill, the pain can't be feel, but I can understand accurately the depth of the wound and how dangerous the wound is. It's difficult to put it in words because it's intuitive, a feeling of irritation from the wound, or, how should I put it? Anyway, I understand it well that it's a different feeling from the pain. Thanks to that, there's no demerit of not feeling pain. Well, the pain is not completely gone yet because it is still level 5. Now that I have leveled up, let's see how much my status has changed. Small Teratect LV3 no name. Status. HP 38/38 green. MP 38/38 blue. SP 38/38 yellow. 38/38 red. Average offensive ability 2-1. Average defensive ability 2-1. Average magic ability 1-9. Average resistance ability 1-9. Average speed ability 369. Ohu. HP, MP, SP, offensive ability and defensive ability increase by 2 each, while magic and resistance ability increase by 1 each. And then, speed, what are you? It should be 348 previously, so it went up by 21. Isn't it strange? Isn't it that there's too much difference with the other status that rose modestly? Why is it that the increase of the offensive ability and defensive ability are the same? The magic and resistance can overtake it in one level. Impossible. Well, let's overlook the awful status offset. Now, I was able to recover completely by level up, so it's possible for me to challenge with full strength aiming towards escaping. After all, the work became slow because there's a wound, and I also had to be cautious. From now on, I will hunt Lost One steadily and extend the nest while securing stamina. Now, the nest extends to around a quarter of the goal. It's still long ahead. The bees still haven't attacked me yet, but I don't know how long that will last. When thinking so, it's necessary to make the nest while keeping its strength to endure the attack of the bees. Though it's necessary, this is quite difficult. After all, it's different from making it on the ground. Extending the nest upwards becomes harder the more I climb up. It's necessary to extend the thick thread from the rock that is the foundation to become a prop, and I must also bind it with the thread to fix the prop. Because this is only a quarter, the difficulty of the work rises more and more if I climb up. Still, I must do it. I don't know when will the earth dragon appear suddenly again. Before that happens, I must escape from here by any means. The worst case, I might have to abandon my nest and charge, taking the advantage of my speed. It's considerably disadvantageous, but I will surely die as it is. At times like this, I have no choice but to do it. Let's do my best in making the nest to avoid that situation. I touched the status notation. How about this? Chapter 42 Spider vs. Bee. Finally, the time has come. Finjoth LV6 failed to appraise its status. Finjoth LV4 failed to appraise its status. Finjoth LV5 failed to appraise its status. Finjoth LV5 failed to appraise its status. Hi, Finjoth LV1 failed to appraise its status. One of the groups of bees are flying in the air right in front of me. The atmosphere is obviously different from the usual wait and see. They certainly considered me as an enemy and have the intention to fight. The nest has reached around half of my goal. Since I've come this far, the bees look a little different now. It seems that they can't afford to leave me alone any longer. Although, it's only one group. Am I being underestimated, or are these guys just a scouting party to check me out? Anyway, don't think that you can beat the one who made this nest with only one group. I prepare my Kummerning star. Even though the nest was made in the shape of a net, there's still a gap to throw the Kummerning star from inside. The gap is around 2.5 meters, so the bee can't invade the nest due to its size. Although they can't break through the web, I can attack as much as I like from within it. Well, they can fly away from this place at any time, so I guess it's a draw. The two level 5s charge in. Fun. Even if the two of you charge in at the same time, my nest won't give an inch. The skill level of spider thread is 8. I was proud of my thread's amazing durability even when it was low level, but now with each level its sturdiness just keeps improving. Just as I thought, the two bees rammed the surface of my nest and their bodies were caught by the unyielding threads. Although they had large builds and performed their attacks with great speed, my nest didn't receive any damage at all. Literally, it didn't even vibrate. My nest's stretchy thread has outrageous durability, and it's elastic enough to absorb the impact like rubber. The thread expands and contracts to release the impact to some extent when it is burdened. The bees' ramming attack didn't even reach that extent. In other words, that's all they have. My nest didn't need to release the shock, it simply endured their offensive ability due to its durability. It's not that the bees' ramming attacks were particularly poor. Although it's something I understood by observing, these bees, they are considerably strong. Even snakes were included among the monsters that the bees brought back. One-sided attacks from the air, attacks with their stingers, and attacks from their great physique. Normally, these all are considerable threats. They can launch preemptive strikes freely because usually enemy attacks won't reach them in the air. Well, that's why they're weak against anti-air attacks. I think that it's thanks to the bees not being cautious that my Kummerning star has been infallible. That's why bees are a powerful enemy if you fight them normally. Yes, if one were to fight normally. My trump card though, my home, is not normal. Abnormal defensive ability, abnormal binding force, and abnormal besieging potential. I bet that the bees have never seen such strategy before. Because the trump card of this creature that's called a spider is that it has human intellect. I neglect the two bees that were caught in my nest. I throw my Kummerning star towards the remaining 3 that still couldn't comprehend the current situation. The leader bee received the Kummerning star directly without having a chance to avoid it. If I were to aim, the first target should be the leader. It cleanly hits. Due to the centrifugal force and the fall power, the leader bee's body strikes the bottom of the nest. With this, the elimination of the leader is complete. The remaining 2 stiffen, not knowing what to do without their leader. They're good targets. I dispose of the higher level one first with my Kummerning star. Then, the remaining bee returned to its senses at last, but its response was poor. Although I don't know whether it's aiming to recover from this hopeless situation or not, it carried out a ramming attack on me. Did it not understand what happened to the 2 of them previously? Well, such a desperate attack could never reach me. The last bee crashed into the nest tragically and it stopped moving. Disappointing. The terrifying bees that I met when I fell no longer had the means to defeat me once I made my nest. When thinking that my nest is unaffected at all by their ramming attacks, it seems that no matter how many of them come, none of them will be able to reach me. It was proven that the defensive ability of my nest is high. In a game, if their defense is too high, they won't receive any damage from a small fry. That logic held true with my nest and the bees. In my imagination, I thought that if the nest received attacks, then it should receive enough damage for me to at least repair it. There are still about 100 worthless bees flying in the air. At first, I felt fear for the violence of that number, but now, the story changes because I understand that the nest can't be broken through under any circumstance. Even if there are hundreds or thousands of you, your stingers won't reach me if you can't break through the nest. It looks like the probability of escaping is very high. I pleasantly deliver the decisive blow on the bees that I caught and I began to act. Chapter 43 Spider vs. Earth Dragon. A. After repulsing the first group without difficulty, I was attacked by the bees continuously. I was able to annihilate the second group without any problem, but after that was a problem. Multiple groups came to attack me at the same time. Naiwa. No way. No, it's a right thing to do from the viewpoint of the bee. As for being the attacked side, I prefer that they don't come in such large quantities. Even if it's safe inside the nest, there's a feeling of pressure. Being surrounded by bees flying around and buzzing constantly. What's this situation? I sigh while looking around the surroundings. As far as I can see, bee. Really, what are you? When this much gathers here, the buzzing sound is staggering. It's very noisy. I can't sleep because it's too noisy. In addition, if I kill this much dutifully, I won't be able to eat all of it. Although it might be thanks to the skill overeating that I can eat more than before, there's still a limit to it. Each one of them is already huge, getting 5 in a group is too much. Thanks to that, it made my skill level of overeating rise to 3. The thing that I'm troubled the most is that the expansion of the nest is delayed due to the bees. My first objective is to escape from here, not to accompany the bee. And yet, the bees attacked continuously, causing the work to make no progress. If only they never attacked me. I have already secured enough food, so they should just leave me alone. Well, they don't know such circumstances. I have no choice but to make progress during the intervals of the attacks. When it's being this cautious, it's already a suicidal act to leave from the nest. It seems impossible to use my speed advantage to charge. Even if my speed is 369, I can't display much power on the vertical wall and I can see the future that I got stabbed by the bees while climbing. Ah, damn it. I don't want to slow down here. I don't know when that earth dragon will appear suddenly. The earth dragon, suddenly? Suddenly, a terrible chill ran. What's this? This is dangerous. I don't want to see it. Although I don't want to see it, I must see it. Earth Dragon Alaba LV31 failed to appraise its status. The guy that I feared came. Moreover, it's looking at my nest. What should I do? No, I can't do anything. It's impossible to do something. There's no way I can do something against that. The only thing I can do is to pray that it will overlook me. Such prayer was scattered. The Earth Dragon opens its mouth. Speaking of the greatest weapon of the dragon, it's definitely a breath attack. A thunderous roar sounded. A blast whirled up. A vortex of destruction raged. I don't know what happened exactly. Although I don't know, only this becomes clear. My nest disappeared together with the large rock that was made as a foundation. Let alone the large rock, the wall at the back hollowed greatly. A big crack ran on the remote wall from the center of explosion. Moreover, the rock separates from the wall steadily. Literally, collapsing. As for my nest, more than half vanished at a blow. The remaining upper part also broke after swallowed up by the collapsing wall. I was in the upper part. Perhaps, I avoided the direct hit of the attack that seemed to be a breath. I fall together with the surrounding webs. I struck the ground without being able to do anything. Ouch. HP decreased completely. But, I'm still alive. Although I'm alive, I don't know what's going to happen after this. All depends on the Earth Dragon. I'm covered in the webs. Even though it's my own thread, I will still stick to it if I touch the adhesive part. But, such a thing is not a problem now. This might be lucky. My body is covered in the bunch of threads, so I can't be seen from the outside. A falling rock also won't hit me directly. It might overlook me if I continue to hide here. Having light expectation, I hold my breath. I somehow manage to suppress my body that's trembling with fear. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill fear resistance LV1. The tremble somewhat calmed down. Still, it's scary. My body trembles helplessly. It's scary, 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 scary. Skill proficiency reached. Skill stealth LV2 has become stealth LV3. Skill proficiency reached. Skill fear resistance LV1 has become fear resistance LV2. Skill proficiency reached. Skill stealth LV3 has become stealth LV4. Skill proficiency reached. Skill fear resistance LV2 has become fear resistance LV3. Skill proficiency reached. Skill automatic HP recovery LV1 has become automatic HP recovery LV2. Skill proficiency reached. Skill fear resistance LV3 has become fear resistance LV4. Skill proficiency reached. Skill stealth LV4 has become stealth LV5. Skill proficiency reached. Skill fear resistance LV4 has become fear resistance LV5. The voice of heaven pulled back my consciousness. Or, it might be thanks to the fear resistance that level up at a stretch while I'm trembling. I don't know how long I have hid myself here. Judging from the way of the skill level up, I understand that I hold my breath for a considerably long time. Although I thought that I can check the stamina to know the time, the stamina didn't decrease for some reason. I strip off the thread that coil around my body with thread manipulation. It's understood that the spider thread property can be changed to some extent if I matched it with thread manipulation. I decrease the adhesion and remove it from my body. I crawl out from the bunch of thread slowly. The earth dragon was not there anymore. I was saved. Chapter 44 Escape from Despair. I survived. I savor the joy in it. I'm alive. What a wonderful thing. Despair in my heart gradually erodes while I was thinking so. What should I do from now on? The nest was destroyed. Completely destroyed. I glance at the site of the attack that seemed to be a breath. A huge crater was created on the wall there. Haha. It's funny. Why is there a crater on the wall? Isn't it that a crater is made when a meteorite falls to the ground? Why is such a thing created on the vertical wall? Moreover, this even penetrate the large rock. It's funny, right? Although I'm dumbfounded and defenseless, the bees never attack me. Those guys might be scared of the earth dragon too. Well, it's an overwhelming existence after all. It's inevitable to be afraid of it. Even I'm scared. Really, what should I do from now on? It's possible to break through the bees and return to the original passage. This is only possible if I ignore the earth dragon. This time, I was able to survive luckily. However, if the same thing happens again, I don't think I can survive. I think that the movement of the earth dragon shows that it clearly recognized the nest as a troublesome thing. Otherwise, there's no way it will shoot such an attack. In other words, the act to make a nest is more likely to be glared by the earth dragon in the future. Then, I can't make the nest. Or perhaps I should say that I can't do such thing because I'm scared. My heart has already been broken. I don't want to do something that can infuriate the earth dragon. Even if it was a misunderstanding that the earth dragon break my nest without any great meaning. Because it's an existence like that, there's a possibility that it attacked with that degree of recognition. However, for the weak me, either way, the result won't change. I will die if I come across the earth dragon. That's all. I succeeded in evading it twice. I was blessed with good luck twice. But, I don't think it's only good luck. Did it not notice me who hid all the time? I think so. I want to think so. Otherwise, I won't have the thing to rely on. My only way to survive. I will hide earnestly and somehow escape from this earth dragon's biosphere. This is the only way. The skill I can rely on is stealth. Although I thought that it didn't seem useful when I acquired it, it's my lifeline now. The skill level is 5. To be frank, it's slightly unreliable. But, I must do it. I strengthened my determination. First, I need to confirm where the earth dragon left to. I observe the ground. The footprint of the earth dragon was left there grandly. I look at the destination where the footprint of the Earth Dragon went to. There's a large passage. The Earth Dragon is ahead of it. I'm tense knowing that alone. I advance towards the opposite passage of the one the Earth Dragon left to. It's obvious. Who the hell will go to the direction same as the Earth Dragon? I don't know where this path leads to. To be frank, I think that I should ignore my feelings and climb the pit. But it's impossible after all. Not a reason, just that my heart refuses it. I advance carefully and slowly while hiding myself. I come to want the best stealth weapon, that is the cardboard. Phew. Did I calm down a little? That reminds me that my HP decreased considerably when I fell, but now, it's already fully recovered. Thanks to the automatic HP recovery. I should have used my skill points on this instead of detect. Well, it was good that I was able to acquire it by myself. I didn't have time to confirm it a while ago, but how fast is the recovery? Since it's still in low level, it shouldn't be able to recover rapidly, but it should be alright to neglect small wounds. Ah, and the one I'm bothered with is that the red total stamina, which is the SP, didn't decrease. Why didn't it decrease? Since it never happened before, there must be some conditions that stop the decrease, but I don't know what it is. Don't tell me that the stamina is actually decreasing but it's not displayed in the status because it's bugged. I don't want to run out of stamina suddenly. No, I believe in Appraisal-san. I believe that you're a child who can do it. I believe in it, but when I think about the rate of getting betrayed, I really believe in it. The appraisal might level up soon. It's been quite long since the previous level up and I keep using appraisal all the time. When thinking about the large progress after reaching level 6, I can have expectations on the next level up. I would be grateful if I can see the skills. It's considerably inconvenient to not know the effect of the skills. In addition, among the unknown effect skills, there might be one that can overturn the current situation. I think that I expect it too much, but it might be able to slightly improve the current situation. I want even a little advantage for me to escape from this hopeless situation. Is there any skill that can know the enemy's location? If there is, then I can advance while confirming the Earth Dragon's position. Although detect can be used, it won't help. I want a map too. I don't even know whether this path leads to a safe place or not. Perhaps, there's a possibility that I'm going directly into a more dangerous area. If that happens, will I die? Anyway, I have no choice but to believe in my bad luck. Please, let this path lead to a place safer than now. Chapter 45, Elro Great Labyrinth Lower Layer. The path I advance is considerably wide. Well, even the bee about 2.5 meters in length can fly freely, and also the huge mantis that has the length around 5 meters can move freely in this passage. Elro Gresguard LV7 failed to appraise its status. The huge mantis intercepts the swarm of bees with the sickles on its hands. Unlike the ordinary mantis, it has 6 arms. It's like the Asura. Although the bees tries attack it from the air, the bees can't step into the attack range of the sickle easily. The progress of the battle is in stalemate. I observe the situation while hiding in the rock shade. Neither of them have noticed my existence. The stealth demonstrated its effect more than I thought. I appraise it more while peeping stealthily. Elro Gresguard, the mantis-type monster that inhabit in the Elro Great Labyrinth Lower Layer. It's skillful in using powerful physical attacks with the sickle. Ah, one of the bees was bisected by the sickle. Cut into 2 by a blow, that's a great sharpness. If it's that sharp, it might be able to cut my threads too. Well, it looks like it didn't notice me yet, so I should pass through here quietly. Or rather, there's a word that can't be ignored in the appraisal result again. Elro Great Labyrinth Lower Layer, the area located between the middle layer and the bottom layer of the Elro Great Labyrinth. Countless powerful monsters inhabit here. Is that so? So, here's the lower layer. I mean, there's even a bottom layer. There are a lot of powerful monsters. I might not want to know about this. By the way, although I tried to praise the middle layer and bottom layer, the result that I got was the middle layer and the layer located at the most bottom in the thing that has the layer because the word was not connected with the Elro. It's useless. However, it looks like there's another layer underneath when I thought that here is the bottom layer. No matter how I imagine about it, the bottom layer must be crowded with very powerful monsters. No matter what, it's the bottom layer of the world's largest labyrinth. Speaking of dungeon, the lower you go, the stronger the enemy becomes. If this lower layer is a place full of powerful monsters, then the imagination doesn't seem to be a mistake. Monsters of the Earth Dragon class might be all over the place. It's terrifying just to imagine it. However, the area where I came from is probably the upper layer. It should be connected to the surface because it was an area where human can enter. Then, the exit might be unexpectedly near to. Although I avoided humans and acted, would it be better if I run after the footprints? But even if I run after it and go outside, I'm in this figure. After all, even if I get out of this labyrinth, as long as I'm a spider, I have no choice but to live my life hunting as a monster. No, now's not the time for it. At any rate, I must escape from this lower layer. Even if I escape from the lower layer, there's still the middle layer. In the first place, I don't even know whether this path leads to the middle layer or not. I want to refrain from going to the bottom layer. Another bee got killed again. I say, this is the bee's defeat. Mantis is strong. Isn't that clearly stronger than the snake? This is strange. The snake should have been a boss character in my recognition. Although it can't be compared with the Earth Dragon, isn't it that the mantis is also considerably strong? The snake's ranking in me drops rapidly. Isn't it that the snake is not so strong in this lower layer? Well, it's still early to judge it. It might be that the mantis is just too strong. I also thought that before. After bisecting the third bee, something unexpected happened to the mantis. Its body was bitten by the fangs of a huge spider that appeared suddenly. No. Seriously. Greater Pterodactyl LV-18 failed to appraise its status. Wow. My super evolution form. Seriously. Greater Pterodactyl, the evolution form of the spider-type monster of the pterodactyl species. Carnivorous and has powerful poison in its fang. I will become like that if I keep evolving. Although it's still small if it's compared with the super huge spider which is my mother, it still has around 10 meters in length. The mantis looks small. I mean, it killed the mantis only with the fangs without using threads? How can it be that strong in physical ability? My highest increase in status is only 21. How many times I need to evolve to be like that? For now, I need to run away quietly before it notice me. There's no way I can win against such thing. But now, I understood it well. This lower layer is dangerous. What's dangerous? As what can be seen. There are a lot of enemies here at a doubtful level whether I can win or not even if I make a nest. Seriously, it's the matter where stealth is really my lifeline. Were I hasty? Should I have forced my way through the bees as it is? But at present, I didn't felt any sense of danger like the Earth Dragon. In addition, there's monster that can defeat the bees too, so it's not absolutely impossible. Although the mantis and the large spider seem to be strong, it might go well if it's a different monster. Well, if there's a monster that seems to be good, I will turn it into food. Other than that, I will go with the basic stealth. At present, the red total stamina gauge still haven't decreased. If I believe in this display, it not necessary to get impatient, and I should deliberately confirm my prey and act. I don't want to do something careless that can draw a dangerous guy of the Earth Dragon class. Chapter 46 Survival of the Fittest, or so I thought, but moving stealthily, I observe the battle of the other monsters while escaping in haste. The lower layer is terrifying. The mantis who's very strong, it's only around the mid-level in here. This place is a treasure house of monster with monsters like the large spider that ate the mantis, the lion with wings and the serpent that looks like the snake's evolution form. Naiwa. No way. I moved while hiding so that I won't be discovered by those guys. At present, I managed to go past it somehow without being discovered. Well, it's the end when I'm discovered. And then, my red total stamina gauge began to decrease because I endured to sleep and continued to move. In the end, I still don't know why it didn't decrease, but finally, a time limit has been displayed. It's necessary to eat before this numerical value of 38 runs out. However, because there's no suitable target for me to kill, I decided to sleep on that day. To be frank, I was not able to sleep. That's obvious. Up until now, I will make a simple home and sleep within it so that it's safe when I'm sleeping. However, when thinking that sleeping safely in such a monster house, a simple home is just not enough. I have to make a home firmly, but if I do that, I would stand out. I don't want to stand out that much. In other words, the Earth Dragon is scary. If I make a nest firmly, the Earth Dragon might chase after me. Persecution complex? How should I know? Earth Dragon is scary, seriously scary. No. Therefore, I slept without making a home for the first time in life. I was very uneasy. I never know that sleeping outside the home makes me feel so helpless. I doze off, woke up by the sounds, and I doze off again. Just like that, I was unable to sleep soundly. Next time, I should make a simple home as a temporary peace of mind. Although I can still endure if the lack of sleep continues as it, I feel that something is going to happen someday. Well, I think that it's somewhat okay because my average sleeping hours is only 4 hours in my previous life. Well, the sleep is like that, but the problem is the meal. I must somehow get a meal in this monster house. Even though I become determined, it looks like I can somehow get the meal. Because there's a food that can be obtained easily. I thought of it before. The strength of the monsters here are unusual. But among these strong monsters, there are also monsters that looks relatively weak which I saw before in the upper layer. The snake is also one of those species. I never thought that the day that I will say that the snake is weak would come. Well, therefore, I'm interested in what those weak monsters eat. After all, the weak can only be eaten. Such a thing is obvious in a world of survival of the fittest. Up until now, the trend of this dungeon is exactly that. Still, these guys are relatively sneaking around. The bee must have made such weak monsters their main target. And, as a result of observing such weak monsters, I understood that there's a certain common point in these guys. All of them have poison. This is what you called to see the light. Because I was born with poison resistance, I didn't mind eating it. But, normally, a person won't eat poison. Even though it's weak, monsters without poison resistance won't eat them willingly because they have poison. Then, I might be overlooked for such a reason even if I'm discovered. Although I say that, it's better to stay hidden, so I should keep on sneaking around. I understood that those weak monsters mainly eat two things. One is other weak monsters. This is the main. A weak guy fights with another weak guy. I think that I should kill it with a surprise attack if there's a chance after confirming that there are no strong monsters nearby. One more is this is what the weak monsters eat when there's no other choices. Elrogerish LV3 failed to appraise its status. The appearance of that guy is a flat black insect. However, in my image, it looks more like a snail. Those guys stick to the labyrinth's wall and creep slowly. The appearance is just like a snail. Let's call it the snail insect. There's a lot of snail insect in this lower layer. When the wall enters the site, at least one of them can be seen. It is a lot to that extent. I thought about it shallowly that why the other monsters never eat it even though there's so much of it. Yes, I was shallow. After I had resolved myself more, it was necessary to confront this guy. I can't even regret it even if I want. I noticed it after eating it that eating this guy is really the last resort. Yes, I ate this guy. I have eaten it. I pull it off from the wall with the threads and kill it easily with poison fang without knowing this guy's true terror. I want to warn my past self who said it adakamasu leisurely. It was really unappetizing. That's not the taste of the world anymore. After being reborn to a spider, I have ate various strange things, but that is a no. It was unappetizing to the extent that my HP even decrease. That's absolutely not a food. Somehow my corrosion resistance rose, but it's not a good thing if I think with common sense. If there's no belief that I shouldn't leave leftovers, I will never finish eating it. That's why the food can be obtained immediately. But it comes along with an intense pain. Well, starve to death and death after eating an unappetizing thing. If I were to pick which one that I hate, I would say dying. Let's eat the snail insect again when it's really hopeless. Though I will pray that it won't happen as much as possible. Chapter 47 Poison. Today, I'm moving stealthily again. Although the labyrinth zone in the upper layer has a lot of forked road, this passage is a straight road all this time. It's good that I won't get lost, but if this passage leads to the bottom layer, will I be able to return? Let's put away the unpleasant imagination. It surely leads to the middle layer. Let's believe so. Well then, the red gauge will decrease soon. Though I ate the snail insect last time, I want to make it as the last resort. Although there are several of them moving slowly on the wall, I don't think I want to eat it willingly. With that taste, other monsters won't be eager to eat it. That's why I want to find a normal meal somehow while the gauge still have time. Let's put away whether the monsters with poison are normal or not. Well, I have eaten a lot of monsters with poison. It's that guy now. I didn't think that I want to eat something delicious. I miss the cup noodles. Now then, front all clear. Rear, all clear. No dangers around. Yosh yosh. Elro Randanal LV8 failed to appraise its status. Elro Randanal LV7 failed to appraise its status. Elro Randanal LV7 failed to appraise its status. It's the 3 intimate friend monsters that appeared before my eyes. These guys really comes in 3 anywhere and anytime. However, should I say it's as expected from the lower layer, their level is quite high. If I assume that evolution occurs at level 10, then that level 8 guy might be able to evolve soon. Well, such future will never come. I go around to their rear stealthily. And here, the appearance of the new weapon, Cast Net. It's just as its name. Who cares? It's not like I can think of an exquisite name every time. Even though I grinned when I thought of the Kummerning Star. I would be troubled if that quality is demanded every time. Therefore, Cast Net, go. Don't think that it's just a mere Cast Net. This new weapon, it's a little lonely without a name, explanation. Yeah. This guy, even though it becomes a lump immediately after throwing it, the moment it reaches the target, a cobweb spreads and wraps its target. This is made delicately with the dream combo of the spider thread and thread manipulation. The 3 monsters are wrapped in the net without being able to do anything. Ha ha ha. Big catch, big catch. Now, I just need to kill them with my poison fang as usual. Hi, chomp. Conditions met. Tidal poison technique user was acquired. By the effects of the tidal poison technique user, skill poison synthesis LV1 poison magic LV1 was acquired. Oh. Ooh. I get a title. Is it poison? It is poison. No, finally, after I have been using poison all this time since I was born. Isn't it hard to acquire this title? I mean, the titles I have acquired up until now, all of the conditions are considerably strict. Is the title that difficult to acquire? Well, I acquired it, so it's fine. And the skills are poison synthesis and poison magic. The poison magic is as usual, I don't know how to use it, so I'm leaving it as it is. My magic increased again. As for the poison synthesis, I don't know what kind of effect it has. Poison synthesis, does it mean I can make poison? However, because I'm a spider, poison is made involuntarily. No. For the time being, let's postpone the verification of the skills. First of all, I must kill the remaining 2 quickly. Therefore, I bite them with Poison Fang. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Poison Fang LV7 has become Poison Fang LV8. Oh. Ooh. Is today the poison day? Good. If I assume that level 10 is the highest, isn't level 8 a considerably deadly poison? It was quite effective against the bee that should have poison in it. This one is more pleasant than acquiring the title. Yosh. I carry the dead 3 monsters to the shade of a rock. Ugu, with my weak status, carrying 3 at once is tough. It might be better if I carry it one by one. Huh? Didn't I do the same thing previously? At that time, didn't I regret that I should have carried it one by one? I don't remember. I don't remember such past. It's not that my memory is bad. There's no such past. Okay. Yosh. For the time being, let's try poison synthesis while eating. Even if I say so, I don't know how to use it, so I should just try pray silently. Thus, I whisper and pray silently, poison synthesis. Something appear when I pray silently. It's the feeling that an image is displayed in the head like the appraisal. Poison synthesis menu. Weak poison. Spider poison LV8. What's this? But it's displayed in this way, so appraisal should work. Poison synthesis menu. Poison can be synthesized. Weak poison, very weak poison. Spider poison LV8. Lethal poison secreted by the spider. LV8 is very powerful. Fumu. Spider poison is my original poison. And, perhaps, the poison synthesis level 1 can only make weak poison. I select weak poison for trial. A ball of water rose in front of me and it drops to the ground and forms a puddle. Oops. Is this the pattern where there must be a container? I appraise the puddle just in case. Puddle of weak poison. On. It seems to be weak poison. I see. In other words, this poison synthesis skill can create poison without any material. Although it seems convenient for a human, I'm a spider. It might be useful depending on how I use it. On. Producing poison with no cost is surely great. No, wait a minute. My MP has decreased. It's not for free. The doubtful degree increased at a stretch. Although the poison that can be synthesized might increase when a level rises, I can already make powerful poison that is called the spider poison. I don't feel the charm from it. But it's good that there's use to it. It's entirely better than the annihilation of magic-related skills. Chapter 48 Forked Road. I continued advancing on the straight path and finally, I reached it. A forked road. Road. On. A needlessly big space spreads out before my eyes. The road is forked, or perhaps I should say the road spreads out, or rather, the road disappeared. If you ask me how wide is it, I can't see the other side even though I have night vision in this darkness. Which way should I go? Up until now I haven't worried about getting lost because there was only a single straight path, but now in this empty wide space I'm troubled. It's like I have entered a desert. It's quite terrifying that I don't know where I should go. If I'm not mistaken, when walking for a long time with no change in scenery, a person will unconsciously advance in an arc and eventually return to where they started from. Still, I don't think it will happen with a spider's body, but I really don't know which way I should go. Speaking of things that could be used as landmarks, there are only rock pillars here and there. They all look the same, so none of them can be used as landmarks because they don't have any distinct features. Because there are snail insects everywhere, even in the worst case, I won't starve to death. However, I don't think I will be able to realize that I'm lost even if I'm lost. Well, let's go back to the basics of labyrinth capture and advance along the wall. As usual, I advance along the right wall. However, it sure is wide. The width span is amazing. In addition, it's also quite tall. The ceiling supported by the rock pillar seems to be around 100 meters in height. A towering height. Thanks to that, there's no feeling of being locked up even though I'm inside the dungeon. How should I say it, although it's full of rock, there's still the magnificence of nature. When I'm in here, I understand well how small my existence is. In my previous life, there was a TV program that showed the world's unexplored region. To be honest, I was not impressed by such a thing that time. For me, the beautiful scenery shown in the screen was just a totally irrelevant story of a distant world. There were no feelings like excitement, just indifference. Why I watched that program is a mystery. But I'm here now. This is the world I live in. It's not irrelevant. I can't be indifferent. Being impressed by the place where I currently am when I was a human, that would have been unimaginable. In addition, I also think that I wouldn't have been able to do it if I only stayed indoors in the nest called my home. With such significance, I might have to thank that pyromaniac human who dragged me to the outside world. I feel irritated when I recall it. No, it's not all right. Like I can thank such a guy. The next time I meet him, I will wrap him with my threads, drag him into the dungeon, and finally, finish him off with Poison Fang. Phew. I remembered something unpleasant. I should look at the magnificence of this dungeon to heal myself. Ugragratch LV-14 failed to appraise its status. A huge monster appears slowly. Although its overall atmosphere gives off the impression of a sloth, its mouth completely destroys such an impression. Countless jagged fangs protrude out resembling a crocodile's huge mouth. When such a brutal mouth is attached to a monkey-like body, it's very unbalanced and looks fiendish. I'm not healed. Oh well. Here dungeon. Not nature. Here danger. Okay. Yes, understood. Therefore, I start escaping while erasing my presence. It ended without being found somehow. Well, I imagined something that I didn't really want to. This needlessly big area, don't tell me this is the bottom layer? Although I don't know what the difference between each layer is, it's not strange to think that the layer has changed after advancing on the straight road and ending up in such an excessively big area. The single road was just straight. And there's no sense that I'm descending. Perhaps the decline was so gradual that I didn't notice it. When thinking so, isn't it so? No. It's surely different, right? I merely entered a large place. Or, on the contrary, I ascended to the middle layer. Let's go with that. Yes, here is surely the middle layer. At last, I have escaped from the dangerous lower layer. Ugragratch LV-8 failed to appraise its status. Ugragratch LV-4 failed to appraise its status. Ugragratch LV-11 failed to appraise its status. Is there a reason why such monsters are in this middle layer? I'm an invisible man. It should be spider. For the time being, I erase my presence. And I escape stealthily. After sufficiently distancing myself, come to think of it, I haven't appraised the monsters yet. Ugragratch, a deformed monster that possesses a huge jaw. They act together as a herd and attack their prey en masse. Aha! They flock together even though they look that strong. I can't win. On. Let's scrap the theory that this here is the middle layer. This degree of difficulty is too much to be the middle layer. I pray that this is really not the bottom layer. Chapter 49 Appraisal San, you were a cheat after all. I move along the wall stealthily. After eating the 3 monsters, the red stamina gauge didn't decrease again. On. I was certain that the amount is large because it almost recovered to max after eating one of them. But the probable cause, is it the overeating skill? Did it stock the excess food? If I'm not mistaken, this phenomenon occurred after acquiring the overeating skill. When thinking so, it doesn't seem to be irrelevant. Skill proficiency reached. Skill appraisal LV6 has become appraisal LV7. Oh. Ooh. Appraisal has arrived. Appraisal San has arrived. With this, I'll win. When I think about the last progress, can I expect more from you? Is it okay? I won't forgive you if it's something disappointing, you know. Can you jump over the hurdle that I have raised even further properly? You must not go under it, okay? Well now, how's the appraisal result? Small Terratect LV3 no name. Status. HP 38/38 green. MP 38/38 blue. SP 38/38 yellow. SP 38/38 red. Average offensive ability 2-1. Average defensive ability 2-1. Average magic ability 1-9. Average resistance ability 1-9. Average speed ability 369. Skill. Automatic HP recovery LV2 Poison Fang LV8 Poison Synthesis LV1 Spider Thread LV8 Thread Manipulation LV5 Throw LV1 Concentration LV1 Accuracy LV1 Appraisal LV7 Detect LV3 Stealth LV5 Heresy Magic LV2 Shadow Magic LV1 Poison Magic LV1 Overeating LV3 Night Vision LV10 Visible Range Expansion LV1 Poison Resistance LV7 Paralysis Resistance LV3 Petrifaction Resistance LV2 Acid Resistance LV3 Corrosion Resistance LV3 Fear Resistance LV5 Pain Nullity Pain Alleviation LV5 Powerful LV2 Sturdy LV2 Iditon LV2 Taboo LV2 and %I equals W. A. Seriously? Really? Not a mistake in vision. Oh. Skills have arrived. Seriously, Appraisal San, good job. You really cross over the raised hurdle. Yahoo! My heyday came. Appraisal San, you're seriously incredible. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. With this, I can finally double appraise the skills with unknown effects. Which one should I pick first? Let's start from the overeating that I have thought about a while ago. Overeating, it becomes possible to take meals exceeding the limit, and the excess part will be stock as a surplus. However, weight is gained accordingly. The amount that can be stocked increases by level. Ohu. It's almost as expected. In other words, it's a skill that the stamina won't decrease as much as I eat excessively. However, I will gain weight. Am I that fat? I don't know such feeling. Is this because that I'm a spider that it won't stand out? If it's a human, this might be a huge demerit. Next, I will pick this. Powerful increases average offensive ability equivalent to the skill level. I see. In other words, this is just a simple status strengthening skill. Which reminds me, this skill level rose after I leveled up. I surely thought that my offensive ability increased by 2 through level up, but it looks like one of the point is from this skill. That means Sturdy increases average defensive ability equivalent to the skill level. As expected, this skill is the defensive ability version of Powerful. Fumu, although the effect is low, judging from my rubbish status, I'm grateful that it can rise even if it's a little. Let's continue steadily. The next one, first time seeing it. Because it's level 2, its level should have risen somewhere. Did I miss the voice of heaven? Iditon, a bonus of skill level times 100 is added to the average speed ability. And a growth correction of skill level times 10 is added when level up. It's thanks to this skill that my speed is abnormally fast. I see. Hey, what's with this outrageous skill? I surely thought that my speed is fast because of my species, but it's because of this. Iditon, don't tell me that this is the rumored reincarnation privilege. Oh. Seriously. Being born as a rare skill holder, reincarnation privilege is delicious. I wasn't called as the Iditon in the game for show. The tension increased. Then, what about this skill? N% I equals W impossible to appraise. Impossible to appraise. Why? After coming this far, an unexpected fumble. Well, judging from the name, it looks like it's bugged. Although it makes me feel slightly unpleasant, there's no help for it if I can't appraise it. I hope that it's not a negative skill. I pull myself together and appraise the next one. Taboo, a skill that is acquired by the person who violated a taboo. You must not raise it. This time, it's saying something unbelievable to confuse me. But, these words, no matter how I think, it's definitely a curse or a negative effect. I don't need it. Even if you say that I must not raise it, it's already level 2 before I know. Seriously. My increased tension fell down at a stretch. Chapter 50 Mahou Xiaozhou Magical Kumoko. Automatic HP recovery gradually recovers HP over time. Even wounds that can't be recovered naturally can be recovered. Poison Fang, a poison attribute, attack with the fangs. Poison synthesis, consume MP to purify and customize the poison. The poison that can be synthesized differs depending on the level. LV1 weak poison. Spider thread, a special skill owned by the spider type creature. Able to produce customizable threads. Customize field viscosity, elasticity, resilience, texture, strength, size. Thread manipulation, threads can be manipulated freely. Throw increases the power and accuracy when throwing something. Concentration, the ability to concentrate increases. Accuracy increases the hit rate in every situation. Appraisal, read the information of something. Detect, a skill that combines all perception type skills. Overview, magic perception, magic formula perception, material perception, presence perception, danger perception, motion perception, heat perception, reaction perception, space perception. Stealth, conceals presence. Night vision, sight will still function even if there's no light source. Visible range expansion, visible light range is expanded. Poison resistance, the defensive ability against the poison attribute increases. Paralysis resistance, the defensive ability against paralysis attribute increases. Petrifaction resistance, the defensive ability against petrifaction attribute increases. Acid resistance, the defensive ability against the acid attribute increases. Corrosion resistance, the defensive ability against corrosion attribute increases. Fear resistance, it becomes harder to sense fear. Pain nullity, the ability restriction of the body and mind by pain are nullified. Pain alleviation, pain is mitigated. When doing so, danger signal continues. I appraised the remaining skills. Although the result was approximately the same as I expected it, there were several new discoveries too. First of all, the true colors of the visible range expansion becomes clear. This, in short, I can see infrared rays or ultraviolet rays. But, I can't see such a thing at present. Is it because it's still level 1? Or, there are neither infrared rays nor ultraviolet rays in the dungeon? Well, it's not something to be troubled even if I can't see it, so it doesn't matter too much. And, I understood something when I examined the resistance type guys, but a rather terrible fact becomes clear. Although most of the resistance were the same as the name, there's one guy that doesn't match with its name. Corrosion attribute, the attribute controlling the decay of death. What's that scary thing? I certainly thought that it was a resistance that I would be fine even if I eat rotten things, but it looks like it's a strange attribute. This resistance rose when I ate the snail insect, so does that mean that that guy has this attribute? No wonder it doesn't has the taste of the world. I will really make sure that eating the snail insect is the last resort. And, the next one I'm interested in is detect. Detect, it's more efficient than I thought. What's with that all perception type skills? No matter how I think, how can 100 skill points acquire such a high performance skill? I mean, can't I activate it individually? It's impossible to do it. I have already tried a lot of times, but it looks like I can only activate all of them. The only thing I can change is the on and off. There's no individual activation. Although I wanted to activate the presence perception and danger perception, because I have to activate all of them, I don't know which perception that grasp the information. I mean, there's no way my small head can handle such a large quantity of information. It won't end with just a headache. Or rather, the level rose again even though I only tried it out a little. Needless information increases even more, making me to lose my reasoning. It won't be useful unless I have a skill that can improve the result of my head. Although it's too good because it's highly efficient, it's useless because it's highly efficient. Cast pearls before swine. Cast detect before spider. Ha! Well, the last one. Depending on this appraisal result, my future might change greatly. That is the appraisal of the 3 kinds of magic. Up until now, I didn't know how to use it, so I had no choice but to leave it as it is. The skill that should be useful if it's usable. If I can use this, then it's okay for me to call myself a magician. Yosh. Appraisal San, please. Heresy magic, the magic that violates the soul directly. The magic that can be used differs depending on the level. LV1 Disturb, LV2 Phantom Pain. Shadow magic, a low-rank dark magic that manipulates shadow. The magic that can be used differs depending on the level. LV1 Dark Shadow. Poison magic, the magic that manipulates poison. The magic that can be used differs depending on the level. LV1 Poison Touch. Oh. Own. On. Subtle. No, although it's a large progress if it's compared with the time I don't know anything. Still, I don't know how to use it. The heresy magic, in short, is it a mental attack type magic? The shadow and poison are the same as it is. And, apparently, the spell that is usable at level 1 is there. Although it's there, how do you use it? Is it the same as appraisal, where I just need to pray silently? Yosh. Then, disturb. Nothing happens. No, it might only be a misfire because there's no target. Let's try a different one. Dark Shadow. Nothing happens. Poison Touch. Nothing happens. MP didn't decrease too. Rather than misfire, it didn't even activate at all. Seriously. No, although I have a little expectations on it, it's no good after all. No, wait. If I examine magic with appraisal, I might get a hint. Magic, the thing that established as a phenomenon after magical power is changed by the skill. It's useless. Ah, it looks like I still can't use magic. Sheet. It looks like the day when I will call myself as Mahu Shaojo Magical Kumoko is still far. Damn it. Chapter 51. Isn't it great to know the enemy's strength? I stay hidden behind the shade of rock. Elro Daznach LV23. Status. HP 786/818 green. MP 335/335 blue. SP 779/779 yellow. 723/781 red. Fail to appraise its status. That guy advances slowly from the rock where I am. I wonder what is that? How should I express it? It's a huge fish with limbs. It's slightly different. It's an unknown mysterious creature. Well, it doesn't matter at all that it's a mysterious creature. No, it matters. It's dangerous if I'm found. But, there's something more important than such thing. Yes, the appraisal San did it again. I can see the enemy's status. Although I can only see the HP, MP and SP, isn't it amazing? Although the success rate is not very high that it will succeed once in 3 or 4 times, still, it's great to know some of the opponent's status. The opponent's strength can be known even with only the rough numerical value of HP, MP and SP. I must not take on an opponent with a clear difference in status. Strategy, treasure my life. This is the pattern where I must not take on the mysterious creature that's passing nearby soon. Because it has a strange numerical value. What with the HP 818? There's still a balance left even if you kill me 20 times. Won't it be an inflation? That mysterious creature that has a stupid face on it has this status, so the Earth Dragon absolutely has a 4-digit HP. Naiwa. No way. Although this is what I understood in these several days, all the monsters that has level higher than 10 are strong. I think that it's the so-called advanced level monsters that doesn't evolve at level 10. Therefore, even if it's lower than level 10 when there's a same species before that is higher than level 10, I should devote myself to escaping. On the contrary, the monster that doesn't have level higher than 10 even if I look for it is probably weak. However, the shocking thing was even the small fry that I usually hunt has a higher status than me. There was even a guy with a 3-digit HP. It's like seriously? Were you that strong? Well, if I fight head-on, then I won't be able to win. I will bet everything on the surprise attack. It was the moment when I decided so. However, when thinking so, it's a higher rank than me even though I call it a small fry. And the spider thread that can incapacitate that higher ranked monster without any problems is a considerably strong skill. If I don't have this, I wouldn't be alive now. Although the status is important, the skills are also important. If that's the case, then, I want to know the opponent's skill quick. If I know the skills, I should be able to fight advantageously. If you extract the skills from me, then speed will be my only merit. If fire were used as measures against Spider Thread and Poison Fang is nullified by an antidote, I won't have a chance to win. Ooh. This is bad. Skill countermeasures are bad. If such preparations were made firmly, I have no choice but to die. Well, I don't think that the monsters have such wisdom. That's why a weak monster like me can survive. After all, wisdom is important. It's the human's greatest weapon. Human. This dungeon, I wonder how much the human have explored. The only time when I saw human was the time when my nest was burned by them. Although the human footprint is still there after that, when I'm exploring the labyrinth area, I hardly saw it. It's called the world's largest labyrinth, so perhaps, the exploration is not making any progress. If I think about it, I'm alright that I can eat the monsters, but human have to bring food. In this wide labyrinth, it's necessary to carry a large amount of food if they want to explore it. With that alone, it's a considerable labor and it's necessary to fight against monsters too. Things will change if there's a convenient skill to store things in a different space like the item box or magic, but still, it doesn't change that it's hard. In my opinion, the range that a human can explore is only one part of the upper layer. If so, then I can understand why the footprints were not seen on the way. Is the place where the footprints can't be seen is the human's limit range? But, wait. Then, the place where I found the footprints for the first time where the super huge spider and those strong crowd of monsters are, no matter how I look at it, can humans explore that area? Can that area be explored? Even though my mother is there? Can that be defeated? Impossible. If my expectation are right, it shouldn't be strange that that is equal to the Earth Dragon. Can that be defeated? Isn't it impossible? I mean, if it's not impossible, then how strong is a human? I have imagined something unpleasant. If I assume that the humans are strong enough to defeat my mother, then I should give up on going outside. I won't be able to survive no matter how I struggle. If so, then living in this dungeon is better. For the time being, let's make reaching the upper layer the objective. Let's look for a place where human don't come when I reach the upper layer. No, before that, should I take the risk and appraise the human status? Well, there's no need to be in a hurry. I don't even know whether or not I can reach the upper layer. Chapter 52 Threadness and Sadness and Heartening End. Stealthily. Right, alright. Left, alright. Front, target. Elro Kohakuro LV7. HP 67/89 green. MP 21/21 blue. SP 79/79 yellow. 54/85 red. Fail to appraise its status. There's a monster resembling the pill bug in front. Although the body is a pill bug, the head looks like a mouse. I want it to be clear whether it's a mammal or an insect. If it's a pill bug, then its defensive ability will rise when it becomes rounded. When I fight against the turtle monster before, it withdrew into its shell and I had a hard time dealing with it. Well, if it got caught in my threads, its movement will be restricted before it can become rounded. Thus, cast net, standby. Terria. The rest is just a piece of cake with thread manipulation. Conditions met. Title Thread User was acquired. By the effects of the Title Thread User, Skill Thread Manipulation LV1 Decapitation Thread LV1 was acquired. Thread Manipulation LV1 has unified with Thread Manipulation LV5. Skill Proficiency reached. Skill Thread Manipulation LV5 has become Thread Manipulation LV6. Oh. Ooh. I acquired a title. The Title Thread User? The thread user that can titillate the Shayunabu. Hey, Pillbug, I will finish it quickly because I have no time to care about you. Okay. No. No, rejected. Therefore, Poison Fang. And carry it to the shade of a rock. Well then, let's verify the title I acquired at once. Thread user, the acquisition condition is as expected, is it keep using the threads? If so, then it doesn't seem to be strange that I could acquire the title a little earlier. Or it might be a different condition. Well, there's no help for it even if I think about the acquisition condition of the title that I have acquired. The most important thing is whether the title is useful or not. And there's a conviction. This title is useful. No. Well, it showed the results already because the level of thread manipulation rose. The importance of the thread manipulation increases day by day and I'm very glad that the level rose. Even with this much only, it shows the worth of this title. But my interests are fixed in the other skill. Decapitation threat. Don't you think that it's a word that titillates the Shayunabiyu? In short, it's that, right? It's the one that I can slash my enemies with the thread, right? Right, ridiculous. An invisible slash? What? What it's cut with? This is thread? Such development can be done, right? Good. This is good. Well, even if it's such Shayunabiyu, this seems to be an increase to my strength. Up until now, my only weapon is my poison fang. Finally, my amount of weapons increases. And in addition to that, my main weapon, that is my thread, is going to be that weapon. Oops, I haven't appraised it and experimented yet, so I shouldn't be delighted with it. First of all, appraisal. Decapitation thread gives the decapitation attribute to the thread. The effect is as shown in the name. Here, I thought, what should I do if it was an astounding effect? For now, one of the concerns has disappeared. The remaining problems are whether or not it can be applied to the spider thread, whether or not it can be activated, and what degree of effect it has in level 1. The pill bug that was killed a while ago is helpful here. Now, become my guinea pig. First of all, I release spider thread. First, I make the strength to max and the adhesiveness to 0. I swing the thread towards the pill bug while praying decapitation thread silently. Oh, it looks like I activated it properly. The thread got repelled by the body of the pill bug. As expected, it doesn't have such power at level 1. But there's a small wound. Isn't this enough for a level 1? Up until now, most level 1 skills are lacking in some parts, so this skill is considerably high performance because it can leave a wound on the body of the pill bug. Come to think of it, how's the consumption? Did my MP decrease? MP didn't decrease. SP, because of the effect of overeating, I don't know much about it. But, when thinking about poison synthesis, I think that it shouldn't be without any consumption. Then, although the red gauge didn't decrease at all, I think that it decreased a little internally. Although I don't know how much is the normal consumption, the cost performance doesn't seem to be bad. In addition, the red stamina gauge will last long by overeating in the future, so it's good. Next, I try giving adhesiveness to the thread. I attack the pill bug in the same way as a while ago. Although it activated properly, it didn't leave a wound. Well, about here, it's as expected. I experimented on the spider thread variously, and I understood that there's a limit in the customizable field. For example, it becomes difficult to give resilience when I maximize the adhesiveness. Although it's possible to do it, the effect becomes smaller. There's a limit in the property that I can give to the thread at a time. It's like distributing each property. Therefore, by giving the adhesiveness to the thread, I think that it's impossible to give the maximum decapitation attribute. Although the adhesion and the slash property are not compatible, it doesn't seem to be realistic. But, the decapitation thread is a considerably good skill. The compatibility with me is outstandingly good. I should raise the skill level quickly. That's why, Pill Bug Kun. Although I'm whipping the already dead you more and more, you will have to accompany me to raise my skill level. I continued hitting the pill bug with decapitation thread. Chapter 53. I have become stronger even if it's a little. The skill level of severing thread rose to 3 because I kept tormenting the pill bug. Although I wanted to continue it more, there's no help for it because the pill bug has entered the state that's impossible to talk about without mosaic. Although it still can't leave a big wound at level 3, it's like piling up the garbage. Pill bug, I think that I probably won't forget you. Of course, I ate it after that. As usual, it was bad. When I think about it, it was not necessary to make the pill bug to accompany me. I can just hit the rock nearby. Oh dear, it's lost that the pill bug was killed. No, I'm sure that the pill bug is crying with pleasure because I was benefited. Fiend. I don't know what it is. And then, when I just finished tormenting the pill bug, I'm not sure whether or not I were drawn by the sound, but a different monster came. And Agrach LV8 failed to appraise its status. It was a monster that I saw for the first time. It's a monkey-like monster measuring around 2 meters. Even the status appraisal failed, and if possible, I want to pass through it, but it was not possible because I was found. Well, I managed to win somehow. Although it looks like the other party was the type that's confident in its own quickness, I was better. I kept dodging the attacking monkey's arm and I attacked it in an instant chance. And finally, I succeeded in capturing it with spider threat. I was really scared. No, I'm serious. It's been a long time since I experienced such serious battle. Moreover, this monkey is fairly strong. The sound when the arm swung is terrifying, and it's not a laughing matter. I would die if it hits me. That's why I avoided it desperately. If I had a mouth, I would scream. Kya. Of course, I would kaya. I wonder whether or not I acquired a skill called evasion because I kept avoiding desperately. When I appraise it, it was a skill that raises evasion. I did it. I acquired a speed specialization skill. Furthermore, I leveled up at the moment when I defeat the monkey. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, small Terratect LV3 has become LV4. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill concentration LV1 has become concentration LV2. Skill proficiency reached. Skill throw LV1 has become throw LV2. Skill proficiency reached. Skill accuracy LV1 has become accuracy LV2. Skill points gained. 3 skills went up at a stretch. I'm very glad that all are simply useful skills. A level rose, and this is my status now. Small Terratect LV4 no name. Status. HP 40/40 green. MP 40/40 blue. SP 40/40 yellow. 40/40 red. Average offensive ability 2-2. Average defensive ability 2-2. Average magic ability 2-0. Average resistance ability 2-0. Average speed ability 390. Skill. Automatic HP recovery LV2 Poison Fang LV8 Poison Synthesis LV1 Spider Thread LV8 Severing Thread LV3 Thread Manipulation LV6 Throw LV2 Concentration LV2 Accuracy LV2 Evasion LV1 Appraisal LV7 Detect LV4 Stealth LV5 Heresy Magic LV2 Shadow Magic LV1 Poison Magic LV1 Overeating LV3 Night Vision LV10 Visible Range Expansion LV1 Poison Resistance LV7 Paralysis Resistance LV3 Petrifaction Resistance LV2 Acid Resistance LV3 Corrosion Resistance LV3 Fear Resistance LV5 Pain Nullity Pain Alleviation LV5 Powerful LV2 Sturdy LV2 Idaten LV2 Taboo LV2 and %I equals W. As usual, the status other. Then speed are low. If I don't have Idaten, then my speed will also be low, and in that case, my merit will only be my threats. Idaten is useful in various ways. Although I'm glad that a lot rose at a stretch, it's bad to take it easy. There might be other monsters that got drawn besides the monkey. For the time being, I'll eat the monkey. Umu. This guy doesn't have poison. There's no bitterness. But there's a peculiar bad smell, and it's also not delicious. The cow and pig in my previous life were great. Although my stamina is full, it's not wasted thanks to the overeating skill. When I first saw the overeating skill, I thought it has a negative effect and I was considerably cautious of it, but it was a fairly good skill. Although I said it before, my stamina dependency is considerably high. My stamina is consumed when I release threads and when I'm running. Therefore, this skill that can stock stamina excessively has a good compatibility with me. If I can use magic, then the burden on my stamina might decrease a little, but there's no help for it to plead on nothing. Speaking of magic, I appraise the details of each magic spell. Disturb plants discomfort directly into the soul. Phantom pain plants illusion pain directly into the soul. Dark shadow the shadow thickens. Poison touch adds the poison attribute attack to the touch target. It looks like the effect of disturb is just as its name, a mind attack. Phantom pain and disturb are both similar. Although poison touch seems to be a strong magic to learn at level 1, it's level 1 after all, so there might be a pitfall. Dark shadow is just as its name, but how to use it? On. Like using it together with the higher level shadow magic? Then, this won't be useful when it's the only one. Well, either way, it's not usable. Now that I have finished eating the monkey, let's move quickly. Chapter 54 Quiet Sleep Great Strategy. Ah, sleepy. My sleepiness is getting quite dangerous soon. I never thought that camping without a simple home sounds to have so much effect. Although I thought I can endure a little more, it will be dangerous if I don't think of a way to sleep soundly soon. However, if it's possible to sleep soundly that easy, I won't force myself to explore till I'm lacking of sleep. As expected, the Earth Dragon won't chase after me if I come here, but I'm in a situation where there are strong enemies everywhere. If it's a simple home, then it might be broke through. Even so, making a home with all my might is out of question. I don't want to set up a route here. I want to escape from here as soon as possible. For that reason, I must not make a home that needs a long time to make. When it becomes so, then I will have to make a simple home as before. but I don't know whether it has an effect on the inhabiting monsters or not. This turns out that I'm going around in circles. I strain my sleepy head and think about what to do. Even if it's a simple home, won't it go well depending on the way of doing it? For example, I don't make it at a random area, but I will hide myself at a place that's hard to be found and make it there. Even though I say it, the rocks around here are quite ragged. Even so, there's no such place that I can hide in peace. No, wait. Won't it go well even if I never hide? In short, isn't it enough if the monsters can't interfere? If so, then there's a good place. I go there at once. The ceiling, the point after climbing the wall all the time. Ew. It's high. Scary. Can I have a quiet sleep like this? But at present, I have not seen any monsters that can climb the wall. Or fly in the air. The snail insect is a different case. I have not seen any bees after reaching this wide space, so I thought that I will make a simple home between the wall and the ceiling and I will be safe if I sleep in there. Thus, let's start making the nest. It's seriously high. If it's around 100 meters above ground, then how many floors is it in a skyscraper? I will surely die if I fall. Well, I don't think I will fall because I have a lifeline, but still, it's a scary thing to work exposed. Do your work, fear resistance. Skill proficiency reached. Skill fear resistance LV5 has become fear resistance LV6. I'm sorry. I said it irresponsibly. Therefore, don't insert a retort in such a perfect timing. It surprised me. F for the time being, the border is completed. The border is made between the wall and the ceiling in a net with adhesion threads. In this border, I think I should make a bed like the hammock. But this is completely exposed to the outside, right? Won't it be an easy victim against long-distance attack like the Breath of Earth dragon? As expected, I should cover it more. Can I somehow make use of the rocks scattered around here? I get down to the ground for the moment. I look at the rock. It's huge if it's as it is. Can't I process it somehow? Can I cut a little with severing thread? I tie a thread to the rock and activate severing thread. Pull. Although it cuts a little, it's no good. Will it work if I move it like a saw? Oh, even though it's a little, it's working. Skill proficiency reached. Skill severing thread LV3 has become severing thread LV4. Thanks to the skill level rose midway, work efficiency rose. Yosh, the thinly cut rock is completed. I stick this on the surface of the nest and use it for camouflage. I stick a thread to the rock firmly. On top of that, I will climb to the nest 100 meters above ground while holding the thread. Yosh, now I just need to pull this thread. Fun. H heavy. Ugh goo goo goo. Coo, I put my weight on. Sir. Skill proficiency reached. Skill powerful LV2 has become powerful LV3. The skill level of powerful rose midway. Although it rose, it's still heavy. This consumes a lot of instantaneous force and stamina. This is hard. Skill proficiency reached. Skill agility LV1 was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill endurance LV1 was acquired. I acquired some skills. But, I don't have the time to confirm it now. Sir, pull. Z. Ha. At last, I was able to lift the rock. The stamina has decreased exceeding the stocks from the overeating. That's why it's hard. This is strange. Although I should be thinking about the way to have a quiet sleep quickly, why am I doing such heavy labor diligently? It's a defeat if I think deeply. The rock is concealing the nest properly, so there's a result of my hard work. Now, I just need to make the bed and complete. Fuoa. It's absolute heaven. After all, I can calm down in the thread. This is it. As expected, I can't sleep in peace without this. I must confirm the effect of the newly acquired skills before sleeping. Agility increases SP agility equivalent to the skill level. Endurance increases SP endurance equivalent to the skill level. Small note, agility equals yellow gauge instantaneous force, endurance equals red gauge total stamina. It's the SP version of powerful and sturdy. My SP which was 40 increases to 41 each. Stamina is important, so this is delicious. Yosh, now that I have confirmed the skills and I'm tired after the work, let's sleep. It seems that I'm able to sleep soundly after a long time, so let's sleep to my heart's content. Therefore, good night. Chapter 55 The Defensive Battle of 100 Meters Above Ground. I slept. On. I really slept. But, what's this? Although I was going to sleep a bit longer, I suddenly woke up. This sense that my whole body hair stands. This might be dangerous. I appear from the rock and look at the bottom. An Agrach LV6 failed to appraise its status. An Agrach LV3 failed to appraise its status. An Agrach LV8. HP 165/168 green. MP 38/38 blue. MP 38/38 yellow. 109/118 red. Failed to appraise its status. An Agrach LV5 failed to appraise its status. A troop of monkeys took up their position before my eyes. There are around 50 of them. Hey! You gotta be kidding. Those guys definitely recognize here. Why? The camouflage of the rock should be perfect. I understand it well because I saw it from the outside. It should only be seen as a wall that's protruded out at a glance. Why? The one that I can think of is the similar monkey that was defeated some time ago. Did that guy did something? Is it a special smell? I don't know. But, currently, the monkeys are waiting for me. It seems they are going to climb the wall at any moment. I mean, they began to climb it. This is bad. As expected, even the monkeys seem to have a hard fight in climbing the vertical wall, and the climbing speed is considerably slow. It should take several minutes until they arrive here. Meanwhile, I must also take some actions. Here, escaping along the ceiling seems to be the best. It's obviously impossible for me to fight against the monkeys of that number. Yosh, now that it's decided, let's escape quickly. The color of the ceiling changed halfway? No way. It's very slippery. My threads almost can't stick. The ceiling's lithology changed at around 1 or 2 meters from the wall. Not to mention my legs, even the thread with maximum adhesive power hardly sticks to the slippery rock. Now, it's impossible to escape along the ceiling. If so, then I have no choice but to escape sideways along the wall. Although I think those guys will probably chase after me, then we will have a match of perseverance. Yosh, let's G. Bam. What? Stone. Those guys are throwing stones. I mean, it reached even though there's a considerable height from the ground to here. They threw it again. I evacuate in the rock in a hurry. The stone hits the place where I was. As expected, it looks like the stone doesn't have that much power because it's thrown from the ground. But, if I were hit when I'm clinging to the vertical wall, I will probably fall. When seeing that it hits the place where I was accurately, they should have throw or accuracy or maybe both of the skills. I feel a chill and unpleasant. It's impossible to escape. What should I do? No, there's only one way left. I have no choice but to intercept it. Fortunately, the home is here even though it's simple. I must strengthen here as much as possible before the monkeys arrive. Though this fight requires clinging to the same wall, this time, the other side doesn't have the geographical advantage unlike the bees. Rather, the geographical advantage is here because the simple home can be used as footing and a fortress. I have no choice but to do it. First of all, I scatter the threads. I stick it on the wall with thread manipulation. Although it's simple, it should become difficult to climb the wall. The work doesn't make much progress because I was working while avoiding the hurled stone. While doing so, the first group of monkeys has climbed half of the wall. This is bad. The climbing speed of the monkeys are faster than what I expected. It's impossible to stop all of the monkeys with the amount of threads I have scattered just now. What should I do? Is there anything that can attack the other side from here? I have the throw and accuracy, so I just need something to throw. Although it's not something to throw, I have something that can be dropped. I appeared from the rock and activate poison synthesis. Of course, I'm not using weak poison. The powerful poison that's well trained by me in this spider life, spider poison. A ball of spider poison that appeared in front of me is pulled by the gravity and falls as it is. The monkey climbing the wall cannot avoid this. It hits the face splendidly, and the monkey falls while writhing in agony painfully. This is good. I confirm the MP consumption quickly. Consumed MP is only 1. In other words, I have 40 shots in maximum. If I think together with the amount used by thread manipulation, it's around 25 shots. If I can hit every shot, about half of the monkeys will drop out from the battle. I drop the second shot at once. This also hits it, and a monkey falls. Let's do this rapidly. When you can drop it, you should drop it like this. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Poison Synthesis LV1 has become Poison Synthesis LV2. Although the skill level rose, I will confirm it later. After all, the spider poison is stronger than the newly added poison. Although I succeeded in reducing the number of the monkeys start to deal with it. They avoided moving under the nest and started moving towards the side. I drop all of the poison before they finish moving to the side. Skill proficiency reached. Skill accuracy LV2 has become accuracy LV3. Yosh yosh. The monkeys fall amusingly. But they have moved to the side. It doesn't seem that the poison drop can be used anymore. There's uneasiness about the remaining MP, so it might be a good timing. I release threads towards the direction of the monkeys that moved sideways. This fight has just started. Chapter 56 The Defensive Battle of 100 meters above ground. The monkeys climb the wall. I make full use of thread manipulation and stick the adhesion threads on the wall of the monkey's movement direction. This is bad. The remaining MP is unreliable. I might have spent too much on poison synthesis. But when the time comes, I have to persevere without thread manipulation. Because a stone flew, I hide myself in the shadow of the rock quickly. The monkeys that remained on the ground throw stones continuously. Although it's not likely to get a fatal wound even if it hits, it's very annoying. The first wave of the monkeys rushed into the adhesion thread zone that I had stick. Of course, the monkeys stick to the adhesion thread and their movement stopped. If it's impossible for the first wave to move, then it should be able to hold up the following wave for a while. Those guys, they use their ally's body as a footing to climb further. Although there's still more in the adhesion thread zone, it looks like this will be broken through sooner than I expected. Sheet. Now's not the time to hold back. I release the cast net aiming at the monkeys group that has the most monkeys gathered there. I leave the monkeys caught in the cast net as it is. The more you struggle, the more the adhesion threads get entangled, and it becomes even more impossible to move. If there's such a massive monkey on the course, then it should be useful as an obstacle. The monkeys caught in the threads are basically ignored. From the monkey's status, what can be understood is that they can't escape from my threads. This time, I won't use severing thread. Anyway, as a safe method, I should make all of the monkeys incapacitated with the adhesion threads. I can defeat it slowly afterwards. I released the second cast net. Several monkeys got caught in it again. When I was going to release the third one, a stone is thrown to me. I avoid it in a hurry. Sheet, despite being an enemy, it supports at the right time. Moreover, I wonder whether or not they are cautious of my cast net because the monkeys dispersed to the left and right. Like this, I can only catch one or two of them using the cast net. These guys, unlike the monsters up until now, they are intelligent. If you are really intelligent, then notice that I'm not worry prey. There's no profit even if you defeat such a small spider. But the monkeys approach with the spirit to defeat me by all means. I want you to stop it. Give me a break from such passionate thing. Let's point this passion to another thing. For example, like self-imposed restraint. I scatter my threads while thinking something stupid. Because the monkeys have dispersed to the left and right, it's necessary to scatter it thoroughly all over the place. I use the thread manipulation in moderation as much as possible. In this situation, it's quite dangerous if my MP runs out. The reason why I didn't shut myself in the simple home is because it's 100 meters above ground here. Although my thread is certainly strong, it's not invincible. It's vulnerable against fire and it was easily blown off by the earth dragon. Although it boasts of its high defensive ability, if a power more than it is exerted, it will be broken through. I don't think that the monkey can do that. If I'm on the ground, I will certainly choose to withstand a siege. But here is not the ground. If the monkey attacks the simple home and at the same time, the body sticks to it, naturally, it will have to take the load of the monkey's weight. And if it happens simultaneously, the simple home can never endure the load. The simple home doesn't have a foundation. I only stick it with adhesive power between the ceiling and the wall. It can support if it's only me and the rock. But I don't know to what extent of weight it can support. Although I thought about expanding it to increase its stability, I chose the way to prevent the monkeys from approaching. I thought that it will only increase the amount that it can support even if I expand it. Still, it might be good when thinking about the number of monkeys. While it's the beginning. Why? It's because the number of monkeys doesn't decrease at all. Although I thought whether or not I failed to kill the monkeys with poison, the monkey's corpse seemed to be piling up right under the wall. It didn't seem to be revived. It's simple, the number of monkeys have increased more than the beginning. The so-called reinforcement. Haha, wondering where did those guys come from, and the number increases rapidly. It should be around 50 of them at first, but now, it's simply double of the number. Moreover, it increases much more. A marathon without an end is scary, right? What should I do? Seriously, what should I do? The red stamina became unreliable, let alone the MP. I have been releasing threads all this time since a while ago. It's over when the stamina runs out. It becomes impossible to release threads. I must evade that by any means. I prepare the Kummerning star. The aim is the nearest monkey from here. Throw it. Yosh, I pull it up, taking advantage of the adhesive power forcibly. I restrict the monkey that struggle with the thread quickly. I drive in the poison fang. In the middle of that, a stone hit me. Ouch. But my HP only decreased by 5. As expected, it doesn't have a great power because there's a distance from the ground to here. Although it's painful, I ignore it forcibly by power of pain alleviation and pain nullity. I kill the monkey with the power of poison fang. I eat it as it is. As for this work, the match is the quickness. I have to end it and return to the front early. The monkeys are still putting up a hard fight against the adhesion threat. Most of them have stick to the threads and becomes impossible to recover from it, but the path build with the monkey's body is being completed accordingly. They are approaching to me steadily. My stamina managed to recover, and I should consider that this is the last. Therefore, I must be quick to finish eating completely and make them my foods. Baya. I finished eating it. Although the feeling of killing the monkeys somehow rose, now after such a long time. It's me who eat. I won't be eaten by the likes of you. Chapter 57, The Defensive Battle of 100 meters above ground. I scatter the thread recklessly. Skill proficiency reached. Skill concentration LV2 has become concentration LV3. The skill level of concentration rose, maybe because I concentrated considerably. It doesn't matter now. As expected, the composure has disappeared. The monkeys lie on top of one another before my eyes and get covered with threads. Still, the number of monkeys doesn't decrease. Instead, it's increasing steadily. Although the number of monkeys that can't act increases, the number of reinforcement is more. As if all the monkeys are gathering in this area. My MP only left 2. When the MP becomes 0 completely, I don't know what adverse effects exist, so I can't use my MP anymore. It becomes impossible to use thread manipulation. But, at present, the effects are little. Because the first wave of the monkeys have already approached within a stone's throw. The enemy has approached to the distance that I don't need to use my thread manipulation. I release a thread. Again, one of the monkeys got entangled by the thread. Moreover, that guy took an unbelievable action. It jumped off. A dull sound is heard and the monkey struck the ground. When it's this height, as expected, a monster will not survive. The monkeys weigh on the options either to die itself or to become an obstruction to its comrades, but the monkey chooses to die. Impossible. The abnormality makes me shivers. I have a light expectation that if I continue to intercept them, the monkeys might give up sooner or later, but it was smashed splendidly. The monkeys won't stop until I'm killed. There's only 2 choices to end this, either I finish killing all the monkeys or the monkeys kill me. A stone is thrown to me. But, I won't avoid it anymore. There's no time to avoid it. A stone hits my body. My HP decreases. Still, I ignore it by the power of pain alleviation and pain nullity. I will leave the decreased HP to automatic recovery. At the moment when the stone hit, I continue to scatter the threads. If I don't do so, I can't overcome this difficult situation. I made light of the monkey somewhere. It's not a big deal if I compare it with the Earth Dragon. Certainly, most monsters are not a big deal if they are compared with that. But, it's not a good reason to make light of them. Am I an idiot? Did I forget my own weakness? Compared with the weak me, it can be said that the surroundings is full of powerful enemies. Why did I think that I'm taking on a small fry? Moreover, the opponent launches a suicide attack unhesitatingly even against the lower rank me. When a higher rank monster attacks at the risk of its life, there's no way I can overcome it foolishly. When it comes to this, I have to steel myself and challenge it. A stone hits my body again. For an instant, really for an instant, I flinched from the impact. In the chance, one of the monkeys finally gripped my leg. It stretched out its right arm while more than half of its body being caught. An unpleasant creaking sound can be heard from my leg. I thrust my poison fang into the hand that's gripping my leg while enduring the pain. It was approximately simultaneous that my leg was partly torn off and the monkey ran out of energy. It's painful. This is extremely painful. It's painful even though I have pain alleviation. Can the automatic HP recovery recover my lost part? Or, I recover by level up. But, now's not the time to worry about my lost leg. Time was gained considerably by that just now. Another monkey climbs at once. I release a threat. I became impatient. My remaining stamina decreased again. The monkey that caught the thread jumps out into the empty sky as it is. I release the next thread without watching its fate. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, small Terratect LV4 has become LV5. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill concentration LV3 has become concentration LV4. Skill proficiency reached. Skill accuracy LV3 has become accuracy LV4. Skill proficiency reached. Skill sturdy LV2 has become sturdy LV3. Skill points gained. At the moment when I heard the voice, I evacuate quickly in the simple home. Although it's a good timing, it's also bad. The shedding of skin. I take off the old skin impatiently. The torn leg has recovered without problem too. I throw off the old skin and return to the front immediately. When it's this situation, even the little time spent on the shedding of skin is fatal. As expected, a monkey cling to the simple home. Finally, the monkey's threat have approached the final defense line. Both MP and SP that ran out before recovered by level up. But, I might already pass the stage to be able to do something with that. No. There's still a way. I stretch my legs out from the edge of the simple home. Even though my leg is gripped by the monkey, I don't care. I touch the scattered threads that have become a huge lump of threads now. I activate thread manipulation with all my power. My power gradually penetrates in the thread. The skill level rose and the number of threads that I can manipulate increased considerably too. As expected, it's impossible to manipulate this lump, but still, it's good. The recovered MP decreases at an awful force equivalent to the amount. And, the gripped leg makes an unpleasant sound again. At the same time, my whole body is pulled towards the outside of the simple home. The monkey's arms stretch from the outside. I somehow avoided it from gripping my head. But, my body was caught. The monkey puts its power to crush my body without mercy. HP decreases rapidly, and an intense pain runs. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill life LV1. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill magic amount LV1. The thread's preparation completed at the same time as the voice of heaven. I exert my remaining strength and manipulate the threads. The threads come off and falls from the wall according to my instructions. Of course, together with the monkeys that are stuck there. Together with a roaring sound, the lump of the threads and the troop of monkeys that can be called as the another wall becomes the aspect and it falls toward the troop of monkeys that remained on the ground. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, small Terratect LV5 has become LV6. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill thread manipulation LV6 has become thread manipulation LV7. Skill proficiency reached. Skill overeating LV3 has become overeating LV4. Skill points gained. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, small Terratect LV6 has become LV7. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill pain alleviation LV5 has become pain alleviation LV6. Skill proficiency reached. Skill stealth LV5 has become stealth LV6. Skill proficiency reached. Skill evasion LV1 has become evasion LV2. Skill points gained. I succeeded in killing a large amount of monkeys in one go. Chapter 58 The Defensive Battle of 100 meters above ground. Thanks to the shedding of the level up, my body and legs separated from the monkey's hand. The monkey's hand gripped the 2 layers of old skin. Although most of the monkeys were knocked down to the ground due to the big fall of threads, the monkeys that clung to the simple home are still in good health. However, their bodies have already been caught in the simple home's thread. I add more threads so that they can't move and I finish them off with Poison Fang. After finishing off the last one of them, I feel relieved. Although it's not over yet, I overcame a wave. I whipped my heart that becomes less tense. It's not over yet. The monkeys are not exterminated yet. I must not relax my attention until they are exterminated. I go out of the simple home immediately and see the state below. A terrible scene was there. There was the ruin of the monkeys caught in the threads struck the ground without being able to move and the figures of the crushed monkeys. And, in the appalling scene, the monkeys that survived didn't lose their fighting spirit. I set up a new thread on the wall immediately. The monkeys have not given up yet. They will attack again as soon as the preparations are in order. I must prepare before that. The monkeys' reinforcement are still coming. Really, how many of you are there? Give me a break. And, there was a thing that must not be in the reinforcement. Ugragratch LV3 failed to appraise its status. Ugragratch LV4 failed to appraise its status. Ugragratch LV6 failed to appraise its status. The mouth similar to a huge crocodile. From the mouth, I can see the countless brutal fangs similar to the saw. About twice the length of the monkey. It's also fat. The deformed huge monkey was there. That was the first monster I saw in this area. The monkey species name is an Ugragratch. I should have noticed that the names are similar. That huge monkey is the monkey's evolved form. The monster that must not come over as the monkey's reinforcement has came. The number of those guys who appeared slowly are 3. When I look at their levels, they are lower, but since they are the higher rank monsters, I can't rely on the level even if it's low. In the first place, even the monkey is a powerful enemy when I fight it directly, so there's no way that the evolved form is weak. Judging from its fairly brutal appearance, I should recognize it that it's stronger than the monkey. As expected, it's not the Earth Dragon class, but still, there are 3 monsters more powerful than the monkey. The degree of difficulty increased again. It's an instant that I was dumbfounded and stopped movement. My consciousness was pulled back to the reality forcibly because the monkeys that survived have started to move. The monkeys avoided the lump of threads that fell down, took a big detour and they begun climbing the wall from the left and right again. From the movement, I understood that they are considerably cautious of the threads. It's really a tough opponent. I add a thread while paying attention to the huge monkeys. The huge monkeys have not moved yet. Is the cooperation with the monkeys not so positive? Although it's good if it is, I cannot be optimistic. I must always be careful about their movement. The monkeys doesn't seem to throw stones anymore. There's not much effect in it and the lump of threads that fell down obstructive, so it might not be able to reach me. It seems that they abandon the stone throwing and devote themselves to climb the wall. For me, that is grateful. That works simply. HP is reduced, and movement is obstructed. If there's nothing, it has not been exceeded. There was a movement from the huge monkey. It lifted a rock slowly. What, rock? Although it just lifted it easily, that rock isn't it that the origin of the rock that I stick in this simple home. It should have been buried under the ground firmly. But it was pulled easily. It's the rock that's heavy even if it's thinly sliced, right? Hey, what do you want to do with the rock? Wait a minute, why are you swinging it? Don't tell me. I evacuate from the simple home in a hurry. The rock becomes a cannonball and pierced the simple home just after that. After the smoke cleared up, the simple home was crushed splendidly by the rock. No way. What power. If I receive such a thing, I will definitely die. Fortunately, there's no rock around the huge monkey. That ridiculous cannonball won't fly here. But, the final defense line which is the simple home was destroyed easily. From here on, I must fight without the simple home. That is bad. Although it's a problem that I can't rely on the defense of the simple home, it's the worst that there's no footing. Up until now, I was able to intercept the monkeys because I have a steady footing, so I can devote myself to attack. Now without the footing, my body might fall suddenly. Although I won't fall headlong to the ground because the thread is connected to the ceiling, it's unchanged that I have become defenseless. If I expose such a chance, there's no way the monkeys will remain silent. I quickly make a decision. I don't mind that it's hastily made, I need to make a footing. Meanwhile, I can't set up the threads in the other places, but when the monkeys approach, I won't have the time to make the footing. If I don't make it now, I will definitely regret in the future. Yosh. The footing of the size that I can stand is completed. I will attack the monkeys here. The second round of the defensive battle is beginning. Chapter 59, the defensive battle of 100 meters above ground. The monkeys advance on. I keep scattering the threads there. It was like reproducing the first time. However, there are altered parts too. The monkeys have already understood the property of my threads. That it's impossible to escape once caught. Therefore, the monkey that advanced at the head extends its body intentionally and invades the thread area to stick the threads of a wider range on itself, to make the following monkeys to be able to proceed easier. For that reason, several monkeys lay spread eagle on the wall. Moreover, in preparation for the big fall of threads, they stick on the wall solidly. Like that, the path of the monkeys is made and the following monkeys advance. The following monkeys also throw themselves once receiving my threats. The desperate strategy that was violated for insanity without concerning themselves. Despite all that, I'm astonished because they can think of a strategy precisely. It's really tough. But, no matter how many countermeasures you used, as long as it consists of sacrifices, the more they advance, the more the number of monkeys will decrease. Since the huge monkey appeared, the reinforcement stopped coming. If it proceed as it is now, the monkeys will be exterminated before reaching me. That is if the huge monkey doesn't move. I continue to be cautious of the huge monkey. I must be cautious of that one while fighting the monkeys. It's a work that wears down my nerves considerably. Thanks to that, the skill level of concentration rose again. And, finally, there was a movement from the huge monkey. The one who moves is the guy with the lowest level. It turns around and withdraws to the back. Although it's good that it would just leave, life is not that easy. When the huge monkey turns around facing here, it started running straight. Don't tell me. When thinking that it's possible, my intuition strikes a warning. I prepare for the interception immediately. As expected, what I thought came true. The huge monkey applied an approach run to jump over the lump of threads. And, with a dreadful jumping power, it jumped to me at a stretch. I hurled a cast net that I managed to prepare it in time at the jumping huge monkey. It can't avoid it in the air and the huge monkey got caught in the cast net disappointingly. The trajectory of the huge monkey shifted slightly downward by having caught in the cast net. It crashes into the wall right under me. It gets entangled in the thread with a dull sound and stops in the state stuck to the wall. The huge monkey revives from that state immediately and begins to act violently to escape from the threads. Without delay, I added threads on it while creating spider poison using poison synthesis and I dropped it at the big mouth. The huge monkey writhes in agony because of the double pain of thread and poison. I used poison synthesis once more while being impatient that it didn't die in one spider poison. The drops of poisonous water enter the big mouth neatly. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, small Taratect LV7 has become LV8. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill visible range expansion LV1 has become visible range expansion LV2. Skill proficiency reached. Skill acid resistance LV3 has become acid resistance LV4. Skill points gained. I understood that the huge monkey died because a level rose. I throw off the old skin hastily. I can't afford to feel relieved now. I turned around towards the invading monkeys, and the one of the huge monkey was there. Taking the advantage when I was busy with the huge monkey that has jumped over a little while ago, it has already crawled up here using the same route as the monkey. Fast. It should have been on the ground a little while ago, but it has come this far. The monkeys that became the path of the huge monkey were crushed without mercy. It has the leg strength and grip strength to that extent, and it ran the whole distance to here in the blink of an eye. I release a thread at the huge monkey in a hurry. The huge monkey avoids it quickly even though it's on a vertical wall. But, there's no path of the monkeys ahead it. My threads covered all over the wall stickily there. The huge monkey sticks on the wall. Although it struggles to tear it off immediately, it seems that my threads can't be removed easily even with the power of the huge monkey. But, the wall begins to produce a disturbing sound earlier than the thread. Of course, I will never allow such a thing. I added threads all over it immediately and I leave it as it is. It should be able to last for a while. I return my eyes immediately. The second one have moved, so that means, the third one must be moving already. The prediction was proved right. I found the third one immediately. The approaching figure was just about to close its mouth towards me now. It's no longer the time to be concerned of falling anymore. Or rather, I moved reflexively without thinking. I jump into the air from the footing. I was not able to avoid it, and my legs on the right side and a part of my body were crunched. My HP decreases at a stretch. Together with a terrible pain, my consciousness blinks. But if I lose my consciousness here, then I will never wake up anymore. I fire a thread hastily in the air. The thread that sticks to the wall prevents my fall. But I struck against the wall in reaction and I almost lose my consciousness for an instant. I clench my fangs and hold on to my consciousness. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill feint resistance LV1. Wondering whether or not it's because of the new skill, I somehow managed to hold on to my consciousness. I turn my eyes towards the place where the footing is. The third huge monkey destroyed the footing and was caught in the ruins of threads. It's natural. There's no way that I would make a normal footing. When the time comes, the footing is made to be able to become a trap. But I didn't thought that it would be destroyed by a blow. I moved to the top. Because half of my legs disappeared, I moved using thread manipulation to pull me up. I moved up further than the raging huge monkey. I make full use of thread manipulation to restrict the huge monkey and fix it to open its big mouth. I synthesis spider poison using poison synthesis and let the huge monkey swallow it. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, small Terratect LV8 has become LV9. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill automatic HP recovery LV2 has become automatic HP recovery LV3. Skill proficiency reached. Skill life LV1 has become life LV2. Skill proficiency reached. Skill agility LV1 has become agility LV2. Skill proficiency reached. Skill endurance LV1 has become endurance LV2. Skill points gained. Shedding of skin by level up. Phew. I thought I was gonna die. That one just now was really dangerous. I might be seriously dead if I didn't level up. But it's until here. Because the second one seems to break out of the restriction soon, more threads were added. Because the huge monkey crushed their precious path, the monkeys didn't advance as much as I expected. It looks like I can still recover the time I have used to fight against the huge monkeys. If they still have any cards to play, then it's a different story, but right now, the monkeys have no way to reverse this situation. Even so, I can't be careless. Because of that, I have experienced a lot of painful experiences. I don't intend to relax till the end. Chapter 60 The Defensive Battle of 100 Meters Above Ground End. The last monkey is caught in the thread before my eyes. The stretched hand can't reach me. I coil a thread around the hand to completely seal its movement. I look around the surroundings. There are monkeys caught in the threads everywhere. There are no free monkeys. Just to be sure, I look around at the ground briefly in my vision range, but the monkeys' reinforcements didn't come. Even if I listen carefully, I don't hear the sound like it. Finally, I manage to incapacitate all the monkeys. Although I almost feel relaxed when I think that I won, it's not over yet. I only incapacitate them and I haven't finished killing them yet. Below, there are monkeys caught in the threads to the extent that it's troublesome to count them. Among them, there's also the figure of the especially big huge monkey. The last huge monkey is still struggling to tear the threads. Actually, the power of the huge monkey exceeds the limit that the thread can endure. Although it won't tear immediately, it will get away soon if I leave it. Therefore, I added threads each time to restrict it again. I continue restricting the huge monkey while intercepting the monkeys. It was unexpectedly hard. I'm glad that I didn't relax after I defeated 2 huge monkeys. Because I have to use more power than I thought to restrict the huge monkey, both MP and SP are almost exhausted. The reason why I didn't kill it earlier was because I didn't have the time to do so. I didn't have the time to kill the huge monkey in the situation where the monkeys are approaching. There's also that the huge monkey was on the route that the monkeys are using. If I were to kill the huge monkey, then it's necessary to approach the monkeys myself. There's no way I can do such a suicidal act. The thing that I feared the most was that whether or not the monkeys will help removing the restrictions on the huge monkey. I was considerably afraid that it might break through my restrictions if they have the power of the huge monkey and the cooperation of the monkeys. But the monkeys didn't do it. The monkeys that give priority to efficiency even if they die, somehow didn't pick the most effective strategy in this situation, that is to save the huge monkey. Although I feel relieved, the monkey's behavioral principle is mysterious. Well, when I say that, I don't understand the attack itself. I don't think they consider me as a food, so I don't understand the why did they attack me. The one I can think of is that I killed a monkey some time ago, but is there a need to do to that much just because of that? On. It can't be helped even if I think about it. I can't understand what a monster thinks. For now, I will kill the huge monkey. As expected, I don't have the courage to bite such a dangerous creature directly. Therefore, I make spider poison using poison synthesis and throw it into its mouth from the top similar to the other two. After drinking 2 drops of poison, the huge monkey stopped moving. Because the biggest worry disappeared, I will kill the remaining monkeys one by one with Poison Fang. Although the Poison Fang uses a little SP, it didn't bother me so far. The cost is low and I haven't experienced the situation where my SP runs out so far. But, as expected, there's a lot of monkeys. Indeed, even the Poison Fang will run out against such number. I ate a monkey halfway to recover my stamina unwillingly. The incapacitated monkeys intimidate me when I approach them. Although I feel that there's fear mixed in there, I don't care about it. You guys should be prepared to be killed because you guys are the one who came and picked a fight with the intention to kill me. When you become the one to be killed, don't accept it meekly. Thus, I killed it without minding it. Conditions met. Title Merciless was acquired. By the effects of the title Merciless, skill Heresy Magic LV1 Heresy Resistance LV1 was acquired. Heresy Magic LV1 has unified with Heresy Magic LV2. I acquired a title. Moreover, it's another dangerous one. This is the second title that has the Heresy Magic. I cannot help but to express a regret. I'm not a heretic. It's true. For the time being, let's postpone the confirmation of the new skill. I have acquired skills when my level rose in the middle of the fight, so I will confirm it all at once when I have the time afterwards. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, small Terratect LV9 has become LV10. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Poison Synthesis LV2 has become Poison Synthesis LV3. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Throw LV2 has become Throw LV3. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Magic Amount LV1 has become Magic Amount LV2. Skill points gained. Conditions met. Individual, small Terratect can evolve. When I was dealing with the monkeys, a level rose. I see. I'm already level 10. Already. Certainly, it rose rapidly when I was fighting, but can I evolve already? There are multiple choices of evolution. Please choose from the following. Terratect. Small Poison Terratect. It's as expected that the small was removed from the name, but Small Poison Terratect. Is it specialized in poison because it has poison attached to it? Well, let's postpone this too. There's no way I can evolve in a situation where I can't feel relieved. I must kill all the monkeys quickly. Conditions met. Title Monster Slaughterer was acquired. By the effects of the title Monster Slaughterer, skill Herculean Strength LV1 Solid LV1 was acquired. Powerful LV3 has unified with Herculean Strength LV1. Sturdy LV3 has unified with Solid LV1. Again, a title. It also has a dangerous name. Is it a higher rank of the monster killer? Did the powerful and sturdy unified with a different skill? I must confirm it later. After that, I just kill the monkeys plainly. Poison Fang eats sometimes and reinforces it with threats. And all the lives except me were defeated. Chapter 61 I'm going to evolve. Part 2. Well then, it's good that the monkeys have been exterminated. But what should I do in the future? For the time being, the surroundings are quiet. Other monsters didn't come near in spite of the noise here. It might avoid it because it's noisy. At any rate, it looks like there's time. It's hard to say that it's safe if I make a simple home near the ceiling again, but if it's a weak monster, it won't be able to approach. To be frank, I think that I can evolve if it's now. Although I don't know how long is the interval when I lose my consciousness after I evolve, judging from my sense before, I don't think it's a long time. It's just a sense, so I can't expect on it. Either way, whatever the case is, evolution is haunted by danger. Then, it doesn't look like it's a good timing to evolve if I exclude the large amount of food that was secured unexpectedly. When saying whether I should evolve or not, I will absolutely evolve. Besides, if I assume that I don't evolve, I might stop at level 10. After I became level 10, I have killed a considerable number of monkeys. But the level didn't rise after all. It's good if the experience points was insufficient, but there's a possibility that I may not grow anymore if I don't evolve. When thinking about it, I think I should acknowledge the risks and evolve. The problem is which one should I evolve? Terratect and small poison Terratect. On. I don't know. Last time, there was a clear difference, that is the deteriorating species and the normal species, but I don't know what to choose this time. I think that Terratect is probably the evolution to become an adult. But it's unknown that how much I will change. I also don't know about the poison. Because it has poison on the name, it might strengthen the poison type abilities, but how about the others? I'm at a loss. It would be good if appraisal is possible at such time. Appraisal, possible? Huh. At bottom of the appraisal result of the status, there's something that looks like an alert. Evolution possible. What's this? The word evolution possible is blinking. I double appraise it just in case. Evolution possible Terratect or small poison Terratect. WH. At. Appraisal San, are you serious? You're the best. Yasa. With this, I can appraise my evolution. No, recently, appraisal San's function is not ordinary. I appraise it immediately. Terratect, the standard adult form of the spider-type monster called the Terratect. Carnivorous and has poison in its fang. Small poison Terratect, the rare species hatchling of the spider-type monster called the Terratect. It has very powerful poison. I have decided it. The poison one. I mean, it's a rare species, you know. Rare, it's rare. I would obviously pick the rare one if you ask me to pick a standard or a rare. Japanese are weak against words like rare or limited. Now that it's decided, I need to make a simple home first. I don't have much stamina left. Here, I should eat a nearby monkey and recover my stamina. Fo, thank you for the meal. Well then, let's make a simple home. The empty rocky area, well, what can I say about it? An excellent cobweb is there. This time it's without rock. In this state where the monkeys stick all over the place, it won't be a camouflage even if I use the rock. However, I'm tired. Mentally and physically. After such a fierce battle, of course I will be tired. Although faint is different with sleeping, it feels like a short rest. Individual small Terratect evolves into small poison Terratect. Yes. Therefore, good night. Evolution completed. Became the small poison Terratect species. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Poison Fang LV8 has become Poison Fang LV9. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Spider Thread LV8 has become Spider Thread LV9. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Thread Manipulation LV7 has become Thread Manipulation LV8. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Concentration LV4 has become Concentration LV5. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Appraisal LV7 has become Appraisal LV8. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Heresy Magic LV2 has become Heresy Magic LV3. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Shadow Magic LV1 has become Shadow Magic LV2. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Poison Magic LV1 has become Poison Magic LV2. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Poison Resistance LV7 has become Poison Resistance LV8. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Petrifaction Resistance LV2 has become Petrifaction Resistance LV3. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Faint Resistance LV1 has become Faint Resistance LV2. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Heresy Resistance LV1 has become Heresy Resistance LV2. Acquired Skill Poison Attack LV5 by evolution. Poison Fang LV9 has unified with Poison Attack LV5. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Poison Attack LV5 has become Poison Attack LV9. Skill points gained. Chapter 62 Poison Spider. Good morning. I was able to wake up safely. That means, the evolution is completed. The same as last time, I'm extremely hungry and sluggish. Here, as expected, I will have the monkeys to become my food. I glance at the outside from the simple home. Yash. There's nothing. Safety confirmation, good. Then, let's eat one after another. Itadakamasu. Well, let's confirm my status while eating. The skill levels kept rising during the battle and there are also new skills, so I think there's a great change because I evolved. Well now, how's the appraisal result? Small Poison Terratect LV1 no name. Status: HP 56/56 green, MP 1/56 blue, SP 54/56 yellow, 1/56 red. Average offensive ability 3/8. Average defensive ability 3/8. Average magic ability 2/7. Average resistance ability 2/7. Average speed ability 537. Skill: Automatic HP recovery LV3 poison attack LV9 poison synthesis LV3 spider thread LV9 severing thread LV4 thread manipulation LV8 throw LV3 concentration LV5 accuracy LV4 evasion LV2 appraisal LV8 detect LV4 stealth LV6 heresy magic LV3 shadow magic LV2 poison magic LV2 overeating LV4 night vision LV10 visible range expansion LV2 poison resistance LV8 paralysis resistance LV3 petrifaction resistance LV3 acid resistance LV4 corrosion resistance LV3 faint resistance LV2 fear resistance LV6 heresy resistance LV2 pain nullity pain alleviation LV6 life LV2 magic amount LV2 agility LV2 endurance LV2 Herculean strength LV1 solid LV1 Idaton LV2 taboo LV2 and percent I equals W. Skill points 200. Oh. Ooh. Status rises. Yes, it did rise. Although I thought that it will increase dramatically, the others are lower than the speed as usual. Only the speed is way too high. I wonder how many kilometers per hour will be displayed if I run at full speed. I seem to be able to escape by only running if it's an average opponent. My skill levels rose considerably. There are some that changed after evolution. It's unkind that I don't know what changed during the time I sleep. I wonder if there's a log or something. SP decreased as expected, but I didn't expect MP to decrease. I didn't notice it last time. Well, when I evolved last time, I hardly used my MP. Now, I'm using thread manipulation and the one that performed excellently this time, poison synthesis. No, I was really helped by poison synthesis this time. Although I thought that it's strange when I acquired it unexpectedly, it has many ways to use it. Let's try it variously in the future. Which reminds me, seems the skill level has increased, the poison that I can synthesize might increase. Poison synthesis menu. Weak poison, spider poison LV9. Damage adjustment, duration adjustment. Although there's no new poison, there's something under it. Damage adjustment and duration adjustment. Damage adjustment changed the power of the poison attribute. Duration adjustment changed the effect duration of the poison. FUMU. This, in short, is it able to adjust the poison's power and the duration of the continuous damage when the poison invades the body. I tried to adjust the weak poison. The amount of damage and the duration appeared, and the numerical value of plus minus is displayed. Now, it's plus minus 0. I try adding the damage. The numerical value rose to its maximum, that is 3. On. I understood it roughly. With this, I can customize the poison freely. When I want it to suffer longer, I need to increase the duration, and when I want to damage it, I need to increase the power. I can make poison of my preference. However, it looks like that there's a customizable limit value that is the skill level. Although I try to adjust spider poison, it's impossible to change the damage to 9. The customizable field might increase if the skill level increase. Then, I can use poison properly depending on the situation. Oh. The poison synthesis stock rose again. Next, let's see the poison-related skills. The poison fang disappeared and changed into poison attack. Poison attack gives poison attribute to the attack. Well, does this means that I can give poison to all of my attacks? What's with that terrifying skill? In short, does that means that I can give poison to my threads? No matter how you look at it, isn't that too strong? The rule breaker spider thread won't restrain itself anymore, you know. Is it okay? Is it really okay? I must test it as soon as my stamina is recovered. Oh, poison magic also leveled up. It's also a poison connection, so let's check it. Poison magic, the magic that manipulates poison. The magic that can be used differs depending on the level. LV1 poison touch, LV2 poison bullet. Poison bullet shoots a poison attribute bullet. This is a long distance attack. It's a considerably standard long distance attack. I want to use it. But, I can't. Really, how to use magic? On. Poison resistance also increased. Is this all for the poison related? As expected from the poison rare species. The improvement of the poison related is impressive. The poison attack is particularly dangerous. I must verify it as soon as my stamina is recovered. If this skill is as I expect, then my strength will increase to a great extent. Although my status didn't increase much, the skills increased considerably. Because I depend on my skills, it might be better to increase my skills instead of increasing my status. Chapter 63 Appraisal San, no, Appraisal Sama. Skill proficiency reached. Skill overeating LV4 has become overeating LV5. Oh. The overeating skill level rose when I kept eating the monkeys. Well, I guess so. When I have eaten this much, it will increase too. Haven't the number of monkeys I've eaten already reached 3 digits? Still, it's strange that my belly doesn't swell. It's the mysterious phenomenon that happens just after evolution, but really, where did the large amount of things that I have eaten disappear? And I can still eat even though I have eaten so much. For the time being, let's eat all of the monkeys by force. I confirm the skills other than the poison related while eating. This time, a lot of skill levels rose. I'm particularly happy that the spider thread and thread manipulation leveled up, because both are my main skills together with the new skill, the poison attack. Originally, the spider thread skill level is hard to raise, but after it becomes high level, it really stopped rising. I'm happy that it leveled up here. Concentration rose too. It should have a lower level before I fight with the monkeys. That means that the fight with the monkeys was that intense. Because I concentrated deeply, a good amount of skill proficiency is earned. Gaining more experiences makes the skill proficiency to increase better. Because accuracy rose frequently, it might be like that. Which reminds me, when I hide myself from the Earth Dragon, the skill levels of stealth and fear resistance rose in an incredible speed. That time, I was literally desperate. Next is, 2 kinds of magic other than the poison rose too. Let's see. Heresy magic, the magic that violates the soul directly. The magic that can be used differs depending on the level. LV1 Disturb, LV2 Phantom Pain, LV3 Phantom Madness. Shadow magic, a low-rank dark magic that manipulates shadow. The magic that can be used differs depending on the level. LV1 Dark Shadow, LV2 Large Shadow. Phantom Madness plants insanity directly into the soul. Large Shadow changes the size of the shadow. What should I say? The heresy magic is seriously a heretic. What? Planting insanity. Does it means that it makes people go mad forcibly? That's nasty. I want to use it. And the shadow magic one is strange. It's the same as level 1 Dark Shadow, and that means it's pointless if it's not used together with high level magic. Either way, although I can't use it, magic seems to be hard to raise. Because up until now, it doesn't have any use in the combat. Either way, it's not usable. I said it twice because it's important. The resistance type also increase frequently. Let's examine the newly acquired Feint Resistance and Heresy Resistance. It might be a skill that has a different effect with its name, like Corrosion. No, just by looking at its name, it's obvious that I would think, what is this? When I see the Heresy Resistance. Feint Resistance, it becomes harder to feint. Heresy Resistance, the defensive ability against the effect that violates the soul directly increases. As expected, it's as it is. On. Although Heresy Resistance is good, is the Feint Resistance effective against sleep attacks? No, I don't know whether there's a sleep attack or not. If there is, won't it become sleep resistance? How is the Feint Resistance at that part? On. If there's an enemy with sleep attack, let's not rely on the Feint Resistance. Fumu. Next is life and magic amount, then Herculean strength and solid. Though I can roughly predict it. Life increases HP equivalent to the skill level. Magic amount increases MP equivalent to the skill level. Herculean strength, a bonus of skill level times 10, is added to the average offensive ability. And a growth correction equivalent to the skill level is added when level up. Solid, a bonus of skill level times 10 is added to the average defensive ability. And a growth correction equivalent to the skill level is added when level up. Well, it's as expected. It's the status raising skills. I'm happy with the Herculean strength and solid. Because powerful and sturdy were unified, I have expected it to some degree that it's the strengthening type skills, but I didn't thought that it comes with a growth correction like Idaten. After all, the Monster Slaughterer title is the higher rank title of Monster Killer. I also acquired powerful and sturdy from the Monster Killer. If I express my selfishness, I want those two to stay without being unified. When thinking of my poor status, I want even a slight rise. Especially, the defensive ability. I was almost dead in the fight with the monkeys. On. But, will it level up early if the skill proficiency was added into the skill after it's unified? When thinking so, is it better to unify it? Well, it's already too late. Well then. The last one. Yes, the last one. I left it till the last. That's obvious. At first, it keeps betraying my expectation, and recently, when I think that it's in good form, it's in this state. Finally, just when I thought that it finally came to meet my expectations, this poor treatment. Do you understand my disappointment? Hey, Appraisal-san? Your level rose, right? Why there's no progress even though you leveled up? No, it's alright. Certainly, it became possible to see the skill points from the status. It's convenient. But, judging from your recent progress, are you slacking? You have been in good form recently, so did you get carried away? Hey, how is it? Ha. Naiwa. Can I say it after a long time? It's useless. Ah. Well, I will endure it because it's convenient that the skill point is displayed. Let's appraise the skill point while I'm at it. Up until now I have used it without understanding it well, so let's just see the summary. With a click. Something appeared in a line. What's this? For the time being, let's see the contents. Appraisal-san, no, Appraisal-sama. I have said it irresponsibly. I'm sorry. You are the greatest. The petty me was not able to understand your greatness. Please forgive me. The thing displayed there was the list of skills that can be acquired with the current skill points. Chapter 64 Appraisal-sama is really an intelligent person. Appraisal-sama is really incredible. The skills that I can acquire appear in the list displayed with how many points they cost. The current number of points I have is 200. Because a skill requires a minimum of 100 points, I can either acquire 2 100-point skills or 1 200-point skill. Well, that's fine. The thing that's important here is that the appraisal displays unacquired skills. As long as it's displayed, it's possible to double appraise. In other words, I can check the effect of unacquired skills before acquiring them. Splendid. If I use this function, I can find useful skills. It's not necessary to acquire them while worrying whether they're usable or not. Besides, depending on the situation, I can find skills that seem to be attainable by earning skill proficiency without needing to use my skill points. The unacquired skills spread out before me. Thus, let's appraise the skills displayed in the list one after another. Skill proficiency reached. Skill overeating LV5 has become overeating LV6. The skill level of overeating rose again as I continued eating while appraising. But, there's still a lot of monkeys left, and it seems that my belly is still far from its limit. My belly is incredible. Is there a different dimension belly? Title. Pho. It's wonderful. Even what is displayed now seems to be an illustrated encyclopedia. Won't it increase even more if I save up 300 points? It will probably increase. But, I need to raise my level to that extent. Although my level rose due to fighting the monkeys in a struggle to the death like an idiot, it doesn't usually increase that much all at once like this time. But, the displayed skills now will no longer be displayed if I use up my points. That's troublesome. But, if there's a good skill, I want to acquire it. What a dilemma. What should I do? Should I acquire a skill? Or should I save up my points? I'm troubled. I have already finished appraising all of the displayed skills. There were some skills that I'm interested in. Magic perception becomes possible to perceive magical power. Magic manipulation becomes possible to manipulate magical power. Aren't these two necessary to use magic? It really looks like it. Considering the way these two are displayed together, it feels like it's on purpose. Perhaps, these are skills that show their effects when in a set. I can acquire both of them at just 200 points. But, there's a big problem. Actually, I already had magic perception. It's in the detection skill. Yes, magic perception is also included in the detection skill. That means, even if I acquire magic perception, it might unify with detection. That's unacceptable. Or perhaps I should say, if that happens, I might not be able to use magic for the rest of my life. I can't activate detection, and if that happens, I won't be able to activate magic perception too. According to my expectations, if these two skills are a set necessary to use magic, then I might have been checkmated. Hey, what's with this vicious bug? No. It hasn't been decided that it will happen that way. Surely, I will become able to use magic someday. Therefore, I will put this matter on hold. There might be a skill that can make detection usable. But it's doubtful that it can really become usable, and I don't want to use my valuable skill points any further on a useless skill. Here, a skill that can be used immediately with clear effects is good after all. The Poison Claw skill that I considered before is no longer needed because I already have the Poison Attack skill. Although acquiring SP consumption down would not be a loss, its priority is not high because I have overeating. Or rather, I was able to acquire the automatic HP recovery naturally, so I might acquire SP consumption down sooner or later. Well, although I look troubled, I have already set my eyes on a skill. Now, I just need to decide whether I should acquire a skill or I should save my points. The skill was clearly distinct from the others. In various ways. Pride 100% power capable of reaching the gods. The rate at which you gain experience and skill proficiency rises greatly and each ability growth value rises. In addition, the W system is surpassed and the right to interfere with the Ma area is obtained. I don't understand it. The explanation and also why only 100 points is needed to acquire such a skill. Although I appraised N% W, Ma area, all of the results were impossible to appraise. The thing I managed to understand from the explanation was that this skill has an effect that increases how many experience points you receive and it increases your skill proficiency. It also gives growth corrections. With that alone, it's already an extraordinary ability. To be honest, I'm unsure of what I should do. Such an incomprehensible skill is too dangerous. I don't know what kind of demerits it has. But, if I think about it, there are a lot of benefits. There's no other skill that can increase the rate at which you gain experience and skill proficiency. I don't know how much of an effect the growth corrections will have, but the difference seems large. Really, what should I do? Chapter 65 Pride. Pride, the word known well in the 7 deadly sins. It's considered as the most serious sin among the 7 deadly sins, and it's used as the title of the Satan. If this name appears in the game, it's an enemy of the last boss class and it is also used for the name of the cursed weapon even though it's strong. From the sound of the word, I can imagine that it's a useless skill. But, the confirmed effects are very attractive. There's a temptation that makes me want to jump at it even if I know that it's a trap. Exactly like the devil's temptation. Skill proficiency reached. Skill overeating LV6 has become overeating LV7. I ate up all of the monkeys before I knew it. I'm incredible. Did I eat all of them? As expected, my stamina is fully recovered. That means, I have a large amount of energy saved if I add up with the overeating stock. Come to think of it, the overeating skill said that I will gain weight accordingly, but is my body that fat? Although I can't say anything because I can't see my body, I don't think I seem to be fat. Come to think of it, my appearance didn't change at all even though I evolved. Although it was the same as before, is the pterodactyl species a species that doesn't change its appearance much? Or it changes gradually? I feel like there's no change. When looking at the monkey and the huge monkey, it clearly becomes a different creature. I don't think that it's the result of gradually changing. Well then, let's stop escaping from reality here and think seriously. This explanation of the pride skill is similar to the mysterious skill that I have that is N% I equals W. Because it's this similar, so it doesn't seems to be unrelated. At present, the effects of this mysterious skill is still unknown. It's neither a plus nor minus, probably. When thinking so, there's no demerit. It's not good to assume it easily. But, my heart has decided it. No, I have decided it from the beginning. I have such feeling. I must acquire this skill. I have such a vague feeling. I must acquire this skill. It can't be helped that I felt like that. Currently you have 200 skill points. The skill Pride can be acquired by spending 100 skill points. Do you want to acquire it? Yes. Pride was acquired. Remaining skill points 100. Yosh. I did it. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Taboo LV2 has become Taboo LV4. I have done it. Conditions met. Title Ruler of Pride was acquired. By the effects of the title Ruler of Pride, Skill Abyss Magic LV10 Hell was acquired. I did it. Oh. Why did it become like this? No. Isn't it impossible? What's this? What's this? I will say it once more. What's this? Taboo level rose. Moreover, it's 2. I have done it. I acquire an amazing title. Yay. No, something like Abyss Magic, it's definitely a high rank magic, right? Moreover, it's level 10. Isn't it strange? For the time being, Let's confirm the effect of Abyss Magic and Hell. Small Poison Terratect LV1 No Name. Status: HP 56/56 green. MP 14/156 blue. SP 54/56 yellow. 56/56 red. Average offensive ability 3/8. Average defensive ability 3/8. Average magic ability 127. Average resistance ability 127. Average speed ability 537. Skill: Automatic HP Recovery LV3 Poison. Attack LV9 Poison Synthesis LV3 Spider Thread LV9 Severing Thread LV4 Thread Manipulation LV8 Throw LV3 Concentration LV5 Accuracy LV4 Evasion LV2 Appraisal LV8 Detection LV4 Stealth LV6 Hell Heresy Magic LV3 Shadow Magic LV2 Poison Magic LV2 Abyss Magic LV10 Pride Overeating LV7 Night Vision LV10 Visible Range Expansion LV2 Poison Resistance LV8 Paralysis Resistance LV3 Petrifaction Resistance LV3 Acid Resistance LV4 Corrosion Resistance LV3 Faint Resistance LV2 Fear Resistance LV6 Heresy Resistance LV2 Pain Nullity Pain Alleviation LV6 Life LV2 Magic Amount LV2 Agility LV2 Endurance LV2 Herculean Strength LV1 Sturdy LV1 Idodin LV2 Taboo LV4 and percent I equals W. Skill points 100. Wait a minute. It's strange. The status is strange. When did my MP, magic, and resistance increase that much? All increased by 100. Why? Is this also the effect of pride? No, well, I don't care about the increased amount though. It's a defeat if I care about it. Well now, appraise. Abyss Magic, the highest rank dark magic that manipulates the darkness of the abyss. The magic that can be used differs depending on the level. LV1 Hellgate LV2 Insincere Hell LV3 Lust Hell LV4 Gourmet Hell LV5 Greed Hell LV6 Wrath Hell LV7 Heresy Hell LV8 Oppression Hell LV9 Deception Hell LV10 Rebellion Hell. Hell manifests the hell. What should I say? It's extremely dangerous. What's with this hell series? Something like manifesting the hell, it's clearly dangerous. Hell Gate, the gate of the beginning. Insincere Hell, hell of those who are insincere and innocent. Lust Hell, hell of those who are tainted by lewdness. Gourmet Hell, hell of those who enjoy delicious food. Greed Hell, hell of those who will do anything for their greed. Wrath Hell, hell of those who were affected by wrath. Heresy Hell, hell of those who leaned on heresy. Oppression Hell, hell of those who committed violence. Deception Hell, hell of those who whispered lies. Rebellion Hell, hell of those who raised a rebellion. Moreover, what's with this appraisal results? No, the effect of the magic doesn't matter. Who's the guy who made this appraisal result? For the time being, I tried whether the hell is usable or not, but nothing happens. I feel like disappointed, relieved and strange. Chapter 66 Skill Rush. The feeling that I have done it is incredible. Such an outrageous skill, what kind of pitfall lurks in it? No matter how I think, isn't it weird that the title was acquired right after acquiring the skill? Besides, it's a clearly dangerous title. Leveling Taboo seems to be dangerous too. It's scary that there's no demerit that can be known immediately. Both Pride and Taboo have yet to show any effects. Please don't let me get into a situation where a noose is gradually tightened around my neck without my notice until it's too late. Well, when I think oppositely, it won't happen right away. There's nothing I can do, so I should panic when that time comes. That is if I have the time to panic. For the time being, I will save my remaining skill points. Although I want to use the newly acquired magic, I think I can't make progress if I don't do something about detection. The magic manipulation is probably necessary, and if that's the case, then it's necessary to acquire magic manipulation and a skill that can do something about detection. With only 100 points, I can only pick one of them. For the time being, let's wait until it becomes 200 points. Now that I have eat up all of the monkeys, there's no need to stay here anymore. Let's move quickly. I start moving along the wall again. However, it's quiet. Usually, the monster's voice can be heard from a distance, but now, I can't hear it much. There's no figure of a monster either. It's a rare quietness. Is this because of the monkeys? Well, when there's such a large crowd moving, it's obvious that the other monsters will run away. I think it's probably so. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill prediction LV1. Skill acquired. Let's see. Prediction: the thinking ability increases when predicting. Well, I won't be troubled if I have it, but even without it, it's not particularly a good skill. Because it's not possible to know the answer or the result. It just makes me able to be quick-witted, and it only has effect in limited situations. I mean, it was in the list of skills that can be acquired with 100 points. This has the same points as pride. It's strange after all. However, there's really no monster here. I don't feel any dangers, and it doesn't seem that there's a dangerous guy wandering around. There's nothing here even if I look around the surroundings. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill enhanced vision LV1. Oh. Again, a skill was acquired. Let's see. Enhanced vision. The vision is enhanced. It's as it is. Well, it's obvious. But this is also no needed. The spider's eye are considerably good. Although I can't live without glasses because I'm short-sighted in my previous life, I can see way ahead now. I mean, this skill is also 100 points. Come to think of it, there was a similar skill that enhanced the other 5 senses. If the condition to acquire the enhanced vision is to strain my eyes, then will the skill proficiency of the other skills accumulate if I'm conscious? Thus, let's try it immediately. First of all, ear. How does the spider's ear work? It's a mystery even though it's myself. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill enhanced hearing LV1. Oh, the skill that I aimed was acquired. Then, let's try the others. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill enhanced smell LV1. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill enhanced touch LV1. Let's do the taste when I eat next time. However, it's this easy to acquire skills. Certainly, because of the spider's senses are excellent, I was not conscious up until now. As expected, if I don't concentrate my consciousness, my skill proficiency won't increase. Otherwise, I would have acquired it already. Skill proficiency reached. Skill prediction LV1 has become prediction LV2. Already. I acquired it just a while ago, right? Why a level rose already? No, well, it's fine. I welcome those who increase. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill parallel thought LV1. Again? Moreover, this is the skill that I thought that might be able to do something about detection. Parallel thought becomes possible to think about several matters at the same time. In my opinion, I think that the reason why detection is not usable is that my thought can't catch up with the excess information. Then I thought of the skills that can assist my thoughts. One of the skills is parallel thought. I did it. But, how did I acquire it? I didn't particularly think about several matters. It's the appraisal sama. I always turn on the appraisal sama. I'm in the condition where the appraisal results of the surroundings always flow into my head. Although I always ignore it because I was hardly interested, it can be said that I'm thinking about several matters. There's no other cause and it seems that way. With this, as expected, it's strange. Right. I acquired too many skill. No matter how you look at it, isn't it strange to acquire this many skills suddenly? Well, I know the cause. Pride. The skill proficiency that can be acquired increases greatly. That must be it. I mean, isn't it that the skill proficiency is increasing absurdly? Although I can't say anything because I don't know the exact numerical value, it seems to increase considerably. Skill proficiency reached. Skill prediction LV2 has become prediction LV3. Look at it. Chapter 67. A formidable enemy appears. The name is detection. Well, now that I have acquired a new skill that might make detection usable, let's try it immediately. Yash. Detection on. Guoa. Impossible. Off. Skill proficiency reached. Skill parallel thought LV1 has become parallel thought LV2. Skill proficiency reached. Skill detection LV4 has become detection LV5. Minus. My head hurts. Well, the skill level of parallel thought is 1. Judging from the skills so far, I shouldn't expect much from a level 1. I hardly felt any changes. Although the skill level of parallel thought rose just now, detection also rose at the same time. It's pointless if detection rose. It's no good when the skill level of detection rises because the information volume will increase. If detection rose whenever parallel thought rose, it's like a cat and mouse game. The skill level of detection rose whenever it's activated in an absurd speed. Rather than a cat and mouse game, I seem to be left behind. And the growth becomes faster by the effects of pride. However, really, what is this guy called detection? What a terrible monster it is. That I can't do anything. I never thought that there was a formidable enemy of the Earth Dragon class so close to me. I don't feel that I can win. Anyway, for the time being, I should just wait for the skill level of parallel thought to rise. At present, it doesn't seem to be able to divide thoughts, and the way to accumulate its skill proficiency that I can think is to think about something while looking at the appraisal results. It will increase if I activate detection, but that would be putting the cart before the horse. Mo. But I think that the idea itself is not wrong. Detection should be usable if the thinking ability is enhanced. But still, the parallel thought skill is the one with the highest possibility among the confirmed skills in the list. On. I confirm the list once again. My points have decreased, and the number of skills displayed from before decreased. But still, a good amount is displayed. Most of the skills are probably skills that can be acquired at 100 points. Removing the skills that have some high abilities and mad skills. Well, I was able to acquire the pride skill at 100 points somehow. Skills that seem to be able to make detection usable are calculation processing. The calculation ability of the thought is enhanced. Memory improves memory. I think that's all. It's unexpectedly few. And I think that memory is slightly different. Then, it will be calculation processing. But if I acquire this, can detection become usable? Mew mew mew. Even parallel thought that I thought to be the best is in this state. Calculation processing seem pointless when it's low level. Ah, wait. The calculation processing, in short, it's mathematics, right? Won't I acquire it if I do mental arithmetic? On. I have free time when I'm walking, so it might be worth trying it. Then, let's calculate 2n for a long time. 2, 4, 8, 16. 32, 64. 8,192, 16,384, is it 32,768? It's getting harder. The next. Skill proficiency reached. Skill calculation processing LV1. Oh. Yosh yosh. Goal achieved. On. Let's try this once for the time being. Although I think that it's probably useless, I will try taking the risk. Ha. Yosh. Detection on. Gaibraba. Impossible impossible. Off. Skill proficiency reached. Skill calculation processing LV1 has become calculation processing LV2. Skill proficiency reached. Skill parallel thought LV2 has become parallel thought LV3. Skill proficiency reached. Skill detection LV5 has become detection LV6. Skill proficiency reached. Skill heresy resistance LV2 has become heresy resistance LV3. My head hurts. This is definitely impossible. Impossible. My head will split. I don't want pain. Naiwa. I mean, pain alleviation, what's wrong with you? Although I have experienced a lot of near-death experiences, what's with that pain that I can't endure? I mean, why did heresy resistance rose? Is it that? Is the attack of detection San that bad? Is it okay to call it an attack now? After all, the resistance rose. Let's think seriously. The reason heresy resistance rose should be that the effect of detection is not only affects the thoughts, but it also affects the soul directly. Perhaps, half of the headache comes from the soul. Scary. The soul won't wear out if I continue this, right? I don't want to be crippled when I realized it. Skill proficiency reached. Skill prediction LV3 has become prediction LV4. Yes. Thank God that the effect of prediction is not guessing the right answer. Safe. It's safe because it's still a prediction. Let's decide it like that. On. But, then, can detection be endured if I have the skill related to the soul? But, there's no soul-related skills in the list. The only skill is heresy resistance. I have no choice but to raise heresy resistance. How to raise it? It's no use. After all, let's decide to raise the skill level of parallel thought and calculation processing as originally planned. The skill level of parallel thought and calculation processing rose when detection is activated, means that it's somehow working. Detection is sealed again until then. I'm scared when I use it badly. Chapter 68, the end of the lower layer. After giving up on making detection usable, I tried the combo of spider thread and poison attack. The result was, fufufufufu. I look forward to test it in a combat. After that, I continued walking all the time. I didn't encounter any monsters during the time. It was very peaceful. My stamina doesn't decrease because I ate too much, and it looks like there won't be any problems even if I don't hunt a monster for a while. That's why, now is the chance to advance further since there are no monsters. Because I'm free when I'm walking, I raised skills that seems to be able to raised while walking. As a result, the 5 sense type skills, enhanced vision, enhanced hearing, enhanced smell and enhanced touch rose to level 5. When doing so, concentration rose secondarily, and it became level 8 now. Although the concentration skill rises considerably fast before, the level up became faster by the effect of pride. This skill, although there's no actual feeling in its effect, it's a considerably effective skill. It's also thanks to this that I can still concentrate on fighting even in such extreme state during the monkey battle. It's a plain skill but the degree of contribution is fairly high. And, as for the 5 senses type, as expected, the difference becomes clear when the skills become level 5. The view that I can see originally became clearer. I can even see the surface of the rock far ahead if I intend to see it. It's the same for the sense of hearing and smell. All the sounds and smells in the labyrinth have been understood. However, enhanced touch can be said that it has the advantage and disadvantage. I became too sensitive. I don't mean the erotic one. Don't expect it. Those fools who expect it will receive a punishment of being coiled by my threads, and I will make you ascend to heaven with my poison fang. But still, for those who are, it's a reward in our industry, as expected, I will run away. The story about enhanced touch. To be specific, I can't calm down because I can sense the flow of the air. I got used to it a little after a while, but originally, it should be raised slowly and gradually accustomed to it. Because the level was raised rapidly, the sense of discomfort is horrible. It seems to take a little time until I'm completely used to it. Well, when it becomes impossible to endure anymore, it's possible to switch it off, so I think I will do that. When you say which one, the sense of smell has a lot of chance to switch it off. I don't think that I want to smell something smelly willingly. When thinking so, I feel that there's no point acquiring the enhanced taste. After all, the monsters in this labyrinth taste bad. I have not met a delicious monster before. Among them, there's this snail insect that must not be eaten. Come to think of it, I haven't seen a snail insect since a little while ago. It was all over the place before I received the monkey's attack. Now, there's not even one anywhere. Where did it go? Even so, it's hot. I want an air conditioner. What kind of treatment is this that I, who enters the half-hickey state when I'm in a room where the air conditioner works during summer, to move in this heat? The frail me is weak in hot and cold. Hot. Wait a minute, hot. The labyrinth that the upper layer and the lower layer are always at a comfortable temperature is hot? I look around the surroundings slowly. There's no appearance of a monster in the vicinity. I also don't sense any special dangers. And yet, my body feels the changes in the environment. I look ahead along the wall. Although it's hard to notice, the slope is rising upwards. Up. Up. It's going up. I did it. Finally, it finally came. Going upwards means that, right? It should be that. It means I'm ascending from the lower layer to the middle layer. I did it. This path was the right one. With this, I can finally escape from the nightmarish lower layer. I don't have to be scared of the earth dragon anymore. I won't be attacked by a large troop of monkeys anymore. I don't need to hide myself earnestly and escape stealthily while being nervous about the monsters around. I began to run instinctively. As expected from the speed specialization. I run up the slope at the speed that even I'm surprised. But my yellow stamina gauge won't last. Even if I have the speed, I won't last long if I don't have instantaneous force. This was a blind spot. When the time comes, I can use my red stamina gauge to continue running like what I did when I ran from the centipedes, but I should put this in my head as one of my weakness. Leaving that aside, I will finish climbing up the slope soon. If I finish climbing this slope, I can finally see the middle layer that I have only seen it in my dreams. It was a long way to here. The beginning was when I was chased by a snake, and I messed up and fell into the lower layer. From there, it was dangers in rapid succession. I was nearly killed by the bees, I was nearly killed by the earth dragon. I escaped from the den of the powerful monsters, I was nearly killed by the taste of the snail insect, and I was also nearly killed by the monkeys. There's nothing but nearly killed. I have survived well. Isn't it eventful? I think that there won't be a punishment even if there's even a little good thing to happen. But, with this, it's time to say goodbye to such a life where I'm living side by side with death. Goodbye, lower layer. Hello, middle layer. Beyond the slope was a scorching earth where magma spreads all over. Chapter 69 Elro Great Labyrinth Middle Layer. A-E-H-H. What's this? I don't know. What's this? This is no good. This is impossible. This is a fool. What's with the magma? Why is there magma flowing in the dungeon? Ah, it's fine because it's a dungeon. No. That's impossible. Hot. It's not hot anymore and it's hot. My HP decreased by 1. Does this mean it decreases because of the heat? An area that can deal terrain damage is not funny. My HP decreased again while I said it. At least there's a path that magma can be avoided. Although there isn't it impossible to advance here? Because I can receive damage even when I'm far from the magma, my HP will decrease rapidly if I get near the magma. Because it's near, what if I touch the magma carelessly? Naiwa. Just after I escape from the lower layer, and this. No matter how I think, getting through here is impossible. I found a figure of a monster in a long distance. Enhanced vision is plainly doing a good job. I mean, that monster is swimming in the magma calmly. Although I'm scared to see it, appraisal result please. Elro Generush LV7. Status. HP 167/167 green. MP 145/158 blue. SP 155/155 yellow. 156/165 red. Average offensive ability 8.5. Average defensive ability 8.3. Average magic ability 8.1. Average resistance ability 7.9. Average speed ability 8.9. Failed to appraise its status. A. Appraisal Sama. Is it my imagination? There's something added in the status. Oh, ooh. Appraisal Sama, incredible. Although it only displayed until things like HP before, now it displayed things like offensive ability. As expected, I don't think that the success rate is 100%, but with this, I can know my opponent's accurate strength. This is amazing. This is incredibly amazing. It's very advantageous to know my opponent's strength. Besides, seeing the sequence, the skill will be displayed next, right? When I can even know the skills, it's obvious that my opponent is already naked. Victory is mine. With this, I'll win. I wonder why don't you level faster? It's good that I understood Appraisal Sama's greatness well. That monster is not so strong. Although it's a monster that has the limbs of a seahorse, it's swimming in the magma calmly. Impossible. I mean, it has a more stable status than me even though I say that it's not strong. Because I don't use magic, the magic status are useless status, and all of my physical ability is low other than my speed. I have already know that even if I have speed, I can't run for a long time because I don't have enough instantaneous force. The yellow gauge decreases when I run, and I will be short of breath when it becomes 0. After all, if I fight directly, I'm the one at disadvantage. Well then, let's examine it further. With double appraise, Elro Generush, the low-rank monster who belongs to the dragon that inhabits in the Elro Great Labyrinth middle layer. It can manipulate flame and it's protected by the flame. This. Elro Great Labyrinth middle layer. Elro Great Labyrinth middle layer, the area located between the upper layer and the lower layer of the Elro Great Labyrinth. The entire area becomes a scorching earth terrain where magma flows and countless monsters that have resistance to flame inhabit here. Seriously. Naiwa. The entire middle layer is this. In order to get to the upper layer, I must get through here. Isn't it impossible? The terrain which can deal damage just by staying here. The river and pond of magma that will kill me if I fall. And the monsters inhabiting there have resistance to flame. In short, the monsters here can use flame, right? Do you know what is the weakness of my spider thread? It's flame. Let's wait for a moment. What remains of me if you take spider thread out of me? Poison and speed. Well, although it's better that I have it, it's a huge loss to lose my greatest weapon. I mean, I won't be able to use my poison thread like this. Even though I'm looking forward to use it, what's with this? My HP decreases considerably. Let's evacuate for the moment. Phew. Again, to the bottom of the slope towards the lower layer. Although it's still hot here, my HP doesn't decrease. I will recover completely by the effect of the automatic recovery if I take a little rest. However, come to think of it, I do have automatic recovery. I wonder, will the damage accumulates even if I have it? Isn't this impossible no matter how I persevere? If I want to capture this, isn't it necessary to have a recovery medicine or a cold drink? I don't have such thing. Will this get better if I acquire fire resistance? But my thread is probably not the only one that's weak to fire, but also my body. Although I noticed it when I saw the skill list, fire resistance was not there. In other words, fire resistance can't be acquired at 200 points, right? Even though there are other resistances, there's no fire resistance. I think that because I'm weak to fire, it becomes harder to acquire fire resistance. Skill proficiency reached. Skill prediction LV4 has become prediction LV5. Ah, yes. Your level really rises very fast. I wonder, is this the effect of pride? Well, let's leave that aside. Really, what should I do? It's necessary to capture the middle layer to go to the upper layer. But I don't think that I can capture the middle layer. Then, look for other methods. One of the confirmed ways to go back is to climb the bee's pit. Going back to the place where the earth dragon is again? No. Impossible. I don't want. Then, find other pits. Is there such a convenient pit elsewhere? There's a possibility. Before, when I was in the upper layer, a bee got caught in my web, so there might be a similar pit in another place, and there's a possibility that the bees made a similar nest there. But that's only a possibility. Either I break through the middle layer, or I should explore the lower layer again to look for a pit that I don't know whether it exists or not. Now, what should I do? Chapter 70 Training Part. I decided to spread my nest between the lower layer and the middle layer for a while. There's no need to be in a hurry. After coming this far, as expected, the earth dragon will not come over here, and monsters won't interfere me if I make a nest near the ceiling. Making use of the time with the monkeys, I won't make a simple nest but a firmly made nest. My aim is that the nest is alright even if the huge monkey throws a rock. Fortunately, thanks to the monkeys that I ate, my red stamina has enough stock. Well, I will make this nest into a base, and I think that I will make preparations to capture the middle layer little by little. Specifically, I aim to acquire fire resistance and raise the skill level of automatic HP recovery. Therefore, I think that I need to go into the middle layer several times on a day and return after my HP decreases and repeat the process. Receiving damage in there means that the skill proficiency for the resistance of fire or heat should be accumulating. Although I don't know how long it will take, I think I will acquire fire resistance or heat resistance someday. If my HP decreases, then automatic HP recovery will activate, so it's killing two birds with one stone because skill proficiency is accumulated. It should be possible to walk if my defensive ability and my recovery ability is higher than the damage. I will raise the level of other skills when I have the free time. If possible, I want to raise parallel thought and calculation processing, but I will have to leave parallel thought because I don't understand the way to raise it well. As for the calculation processing, I will just do mental arithmetic. In addition, let's raise poison synthesis and thread manipulation to make good use of my recovered MP. Especially, the poison synthesis skill that I have come to see various new ways to use it, so I want to concentrate and raise its level. And, the thread manipulation might be useless in the middle layer, even though it's one of my main skills. After that, I will raise the status raising skills. I want to give priority in Idaten, Herculean Strength and Solid because the growth corrections increase whenever the level increases. Idaten seems to rise if I run and Herculean Strength seems to rise if I do push-up, but how to rise Solid? It's defense after all, so do I have to receive an attack? On. Should I try whipping myself while I'm raising thread manipulation? Although I don't like pain, I try it once. And, I must secure food if I want to stay here for a long term. Although my stamina won't decrease now because of overeating, I will have to eat something someday. Therefore, I must patrol the surroundings a little and make preliminary arrangements for hunting. It might be good to make a installation type cobweb for capture. A trap made with threads that's hard to see for capture. It's a good idea, so let's do that. Even if there's a powerful monster that can tear my threads, it's not harmful because I'm not there. Now that it's decided, let's begin the action immediately. First of all, make the home. I climb up the wall. Because I had a desperate struggle with the monkeys, I have gained the resistance to heights. Although I was scared to the extent that fear resistance rose before, I don't feel anything now. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill 3D maneuver LV1. A new skill was acquired. Let's see. 3D maneuver possible to do three-dimensional movements such as the wall run, ceiling landing, etc. I see. I don't need it. Originally, I can do this. Well, if the level rises, my movement might become better, so it might be unnecessary to say I don't need it. It's not an important skill, so I think I should leave it. On. The start of the homemaking after acquiring a doubtful skill. Phew. Yosh, it's done. The completed home is placed between the ceiling and the wall, and it extends sideways all the way. Actually, I wanted to make it diagonally to the ceiling and the wall to make the balance well, but because of the lithology on the ceiling here changes into a surface where threads become hard to stick to it, it became like this because I can't extend it on the ceiling. The thickness on the surface is slightly insufficient because it's extended sideways. It doesn't seem to be able to withstand the rock thrown by the huge monkey. But the foundation is steady, and fall can be prevented. It will be alright even if 100 monkeys get on this. As long as the huge monkey doesn't have any powerful long-distance attack, I think that it's difficult to break through this home. But still, I can't be completely relieved because it won't work against monsters like the Earth Dragon. I will live here for a while, so I have this home act as my fourth home. Well then, the base is done, and my HP has recovered. I will go into the middle layer again and reduce my HP. It's an unpleasant work. Thus, here I come, middle layer. It's hot. The temperature right now is impossible to measure. I don't have a thermometer. Today, the ground is also devastated by the lava. It's already exceeded the level where the weather girl refrains to go out. This concludes my report from the middle layer. Withdraw. Phew. It's hot. None of the skills rose yet. Well, let's do it at leisure.